I'm kind of covered up, and then he tells me to go away, and I walk away. But it took like 3.5 hours just to shoot that one little part.
Yeah.
It takes forever just setting stuff up. It was cool being on set though.
What about it is the part? Is it just them setting up everything?
It's them. They got to set up all these people with like things to bounce light. They put like like we were outside, and they put a whole canopy over you, like a clear canopy. They put all these mics. There's like a million guys with lights. There's they got to like bring trailers in and set up cameras, and then.
Because I remember like NSP, like
crazy.
There was a lot of that, like setting up and then waiting and then like shooting.
Yeah, NSP had a
right
legit shoot for like Cool Patrol.
Yeah, well, the issue with filming something that's like narrative is you gotta. Our director Danny is an editor director, so he was like editing on the spot in his head. So he had a lot of really cool ideas for like how to go between shots, but he wanted a lot of coverage of certain things so that he could play with it.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is like, you're doing one scene, but then there's many different angles, like at least 3 different angles of like one scene, and then. It's like you want to get the wide, so you do the whole scene in the wide, and then you want to get like the mid shot, so you get the whole scene in the mid shot, and then you want
put them together.
then you want coverage of like this character and this character and this character, so you have to get coverage of those, and so you're doing the same scene over and over and over and over and over again. But the setup is because they gotta adjust the lights for the different.
Gotta move everything around, unplug shit, plug it back in.
And then what's worse is like there's like a tennis court scene, and it's the whole. Where people are, where the monitors are, and base camp they call it. That's like a whole thing with tents and everything, and then they shoot one angle, and then when they swap to the other angle, they have to move all that shit to the other side of the tennis court so that they can shoot the other side, and it doesn't look like there's anybody there.
Yeah.
So that's what takes so long.
I also like heard that like memorizing lines is difficult at first, but also like what people don't think about is like also the choreography of a scene.
Yes,
like the blocking of a scene.
Yeah.
Like that also takes up a good bit of brain space as you're trying to say your lines.
Yeah.
There's like multiple things going on at once instead of just trying to memorize those lines.
Yeah, because it's not like you're just not memorizing what to say. You're memorizing like
where to be.
That moment, like as if it's a moment in life, and you're jumping into that moment. You got to do everything correctly.
Yeah.
Like if you're like even making a sandwich in the scene, you got to focus on just like making the sandwich and remembering your lines and all that shit. I don't know.
It just becomes second nature after a certain point because you're just doing it so much. It's like
it's kind of like what you said, I guess, about live shows. Because like at first, I guess people would get nervous, but then you do it over and over and over again. It kind of becomes a rhythm,
just easy.
And I guess that's what works with memorizing lines and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Still doesn't help the just kind of nerve wracking. Like. My nerves if I were to ever do something like that.
Stage fright is she's an evil little lady.
Yeah. Well, that's usually why they start with the wides. Like the first shot that we do is almost always the wide because the performance is probably going to be the worst.
Weakest, yeah.
So the wides are almost never used. They're just used for coverage in case something goes wrong or whatever, or if they want a wide for comedic effect or something.
Yeah.
So we do the close-ups last because it's like that's when you really nail it and you know the scene so well.
Yeah.
And, although sometimes there were times in the wide where it was just like spontaneous and cool, and then by the end it was just kind of like exhausting. But yeah, did you ever talk about the live shows on the podcast?
Yeah. After we did the live show, we talked about it on the podcast.
Talk about how you felt.
Yeah, we did actually.
How it went.
It was nerve wracking, but I had a good time.
I'd do it again, but more of a podcasty setup. I guess
like more organized.
Yeah.
More like more
Format.
structure, more bits, I guess. More chunks of like planned stuff as opposed to just going on stage and just be like,
because you and I kind of planned the first, I guess, 15 minutes.
Not even. We said like let's just start with this topic, move on to this one, and then see where it goes.
We started out with a bit, and then like how we could transfer that bit into this topic.
Yeah.
And then we were just thinking of how we could start like smoothly transition from one thing to another.
Because like once
then
you're in a
hopefully
conversation,
eventually it would kind of just build momentum.
Because once you get in a conversation, it's like then you're just getting a rhythm and things come up. Because like for instance, this podcast we came in with 0 topics to talk about.
Started with sandwiches
Because you just said, "What's your favorite sandwich?" And then we started talking about. And somehow got into a lot of jerking off. And now we're talking about serious acting.
Well, I just want to say that it was a great show. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
It's blowing smoke right up my asshole.
And it's seriously impressive that you guys had no plan because it never felt slow. It never felt like you didn't know what you were doing. and it's a real testament to how talented you guys are because it was entertaining all the way through. Like in the heat of the moment, you guys really pulled it off. So I think with a lot of, I mean, not even with a lot of, with a little bit of planning, it could be 1,000 times what that was because of just how capable you guys are.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It's just the nerves right before, like, it's like...
Oh, yeah.
The night
right before you step on stage. It's just like, and
but
then,
dude, I mean...
you just throw yourself out there.
I mean, I'm sure that's natural, but also... It's nerve-wracking not knowing what you're gonna do, you know? Like, you just walk on a stage and it's just like if you know what the show is, that's like a huge weight off. Like, when we first started doing Game Grumps live shows, I remember the first show that we did at the Hollywood Improv, I was like shaking. Like, I didn't know what we were gonna do. We had like a kind of plan.
Yeah.
But now,
that was a great show.
Now I'm just checking my watch and I'm like, is he done yet? Can I go on? Okay, cool. And then I just walk out, you know, like it's just, you just get used to the rhythm of it.
Like, would you say, like, in terms of like nerves, would you say you're like fully comfortable now with live shows?
Yeah. 100%.
You just walk on stage and it's just like, you're not even nervous?
No, not at all.
Wow.
I've been out of time the past few times you've actually had a live show. I need to go to another one. Do you know when y'all are doing anything again?
Well, so we have these shows one in Oxnard and one in Irvine. It's like outside of places. Yeah, because they're small tester shows. Okay. Because we're testing a new format where
one where you're not completely garbage.
Oh shit. We just don't want to go to the same.
I'm sorry.
We just don't want to go to the same locations and do the same show.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit of a once you've seen it, you've already seen it. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of improvisation to it, but it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do a new format to go to New York again and do another LA show again in Florida and stuff.
I've never been to New York. I still need to go to New York.
New York's awesome. It's real dirty, but it's cool.
I hate New York.
I want to try.
I like going for a day.
I want to try their Chinese food and pizza.
I've had Chinese food in Chinatown. It's pretty good.
Pizza's good.
I
haven't tried the Chinese food. I never thought about that.
I went to Chinatown and I got these crazy good soup dumplings.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Chinatown is honestly not that entertaining in New York City. I thought it'd be a lot cooler. It's not.
It was Little Tokyo. You would say is better.
I think Little Tokyo is better than Chinatown.
I need to go back to Little Tokyo soon. I love going there.
In here?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Little Tokyo here.
I love Little Tokyo too. It's I get bothered by that guy that pretended to stab me in the back of the head, but other than that, he's cool.
I haven't seen Arthur for the longest time.
Oh,
Have
fuck,
you?
Arthur Nakane, the little guy in the wheelchair that plays the.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for months.
I haven't been there in a while, so
I feel like I saw him
there recently.
Recently?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He was there within the last.
You guys like concerned for his health?
I am.
No, he's so sweet.
Because I love him.
He played me a song and put my name in it once.
He was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he was. He got really far too.
Yeah.
He has a Wikipedia page about himself.
Wow.
It's clear that someone that he knows wrote it.
What an accomplished, beautiful man.
He's so sweet though. He's like his piano's like
he's the most likable guy on the planet. Like you just walk and you're like, what is this guy? And he's like, hello, welcome. And you're like, oh, cool.
He just wants to have fun and wants people to be having fun. Yeah. He wants to include you.
And you can tell he loves doing it.
Well, because
he just has a great time.
Every time he was on America's Got Talent, every performance he did, I remember he would talk about it. He's just like, I just love sharing happiness with music. And it's like, yeah.
Dude, get him on Guest Grumps.
Cool.
Just get him to play like a little, have him redo the Game Grumps theme song.
Well, what was amazing about him on that show was he's such a one-trick pony, right? Like he plays all the instruments. Yeah. It's just him. But every time they had a new performance, he added stuff and he would make it different. And it was always like, oh shit, he added that. Wow, that's pretty impressive to do that. Well, which is why he lasted so long.
Not only that, it's just the I guess pure ambition that he has, because I don't want to go on record saying this is exactly what happened, but I think he had a stroke.
Yeah, he fell down in the shower.
He fell down,
and
something
got
happened.
Paralyzed, his legs or something.
And something happened also with his hands because he wears gloves, but he still continues to do what he wants to and loves. And he's I don't know. I think about the situations that I could be in. I figure what happens one day if I lose my side or I get put in a wheelchair. Well, I feel like I'd just be taken down, but I have a lot of respect for people who go through tragedy like that and still push through to continue to do what they like.
It's because he loves doing that, and I think that someone drops him off in the morning and they come and pick him up and load his wheelchair back into the van at the end of the day.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
He's my favorite part of Little Tokyo. Like,
He's the
I've just
hear
been
his,
so sad not having seen him for. I probably haven't seen him in almost a year.
That's so sad. You hear his like twangy little keys in the distance.
Yep.
Because his piano, like, it's a really old piano.
Yeah, he hasn't
keyboard.
updated it.
And then, like, all the instrument packs are like really like late 80s, early 90s, like MIDI sounding, like. So fun. I love that guy.
I like when he goes cho, like he's like really fast, like high pitched.
He does some good Japanese songs too.
One thing you can say is just it's unique. I love that.
Yeah.
I love him for that.
Puts a little smile on my heart.
My least favorite thing about Little Tokyo is all the homeless people that come up to you and annoy you while you're waiting in line for sushi.
Oh my god!
They do more than like annoy you. That's like putting it a bit. It's being nice. Remember, like they'll come up and push you and stuff
for no reason. I remember this woman came up and she like tried to look all real sweet and she's like, "Y'all got any money?" And I was like, and I didn't. All I had was card. I'm like, "Sorry, all I've got is card." She goes, "Fuck you," and just like walked off. I was like, "All right." And she smelled like urine and feces, real bad. And then there's two guys always on meth. The guy that takes his shirt off, drenched in sweat, and he looks like an angry NPC in a video game that's like set on a loop to just like walk around angrily. And he walked up behind me and pretended to stab me in the back of the head. He's like, "Bah!" And then I just walked off, and I was like, "Wow, that was
fun."
Wasn't one time like Susie, like some guy tried to open up her car door or something, like
because Little Tokyo is right by Skid Row,
like Little Tokyo or something.
Oh god,
I think like she tweeted about it or something.
Did say that.
Yeah, because it's right by Skid Row, so a lot of the people, if they do like meth or something, they'll get high and they'll like bleed over, and then and the police like in Little Tokyo, the police in LA like just don't give a shit about that stuff. They're just like,
I think it's just like a huge part. Like there's so many.
But it's the exact same people in Little Tokyo.
Do?
In Little Tokyo, it's the same like 3 or 4 people.
Well, just like with us in our alleyway, it's the same people.
And they don't care. Like, they'll see Ming and they'll be like, just go. Stop throwing shit and yelling. Just go.
Some guy took a dump in the alleyway recently. I saw him hide behind trees, pull down his pants, and squat. And I was like, okay.
I just want to... I always want to just, like, stop and talk with them about their story and shit.
I have a conversation with, like, a lot of them. Like, most of them are really cool to talk to.
Smoker.
Yeah.
He has the weirdest conversations. He's had, like, one guy was telling him, like, you know why Hitler did what he did, right? It's because they killed Christ, and he was avenging him. And Ryan's like, yeah, he's like, just think about that. Why he did what he did.
I'm like, okay, think about it. Okay? No, think about it.
That's when you're like,
okay,
I gotta go.
he caught one of our homeless friends jerking off.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But he's his name's Naeem. He's actually really nice. I didn't mean to catch him. I felt bad for him.
He's a very nice man.
He's super like at first we called him Push-Ups because one day I just turned into the alleyway and he was doing push-ups.
I still call him
Push-Ups.
Push-Ups.
Who is this man? But his name's Naeem.
He has a hoverboard now. I saw him with a hoverboard the other day.
Oh wow!
Put it in a shopping cart and he rides it around.
Yeah, they all have interesting kind of stories and just I guess little what would you call it? A little
it's like a eclectic group of characters.
Yeah, they all have their little lessons.
Their little lessons.
They do.
Except
they
for
all
Ming.
they all like they'll try to like give me advice in certain ways or not stuff
Ming.
like that. Not Ming. Ming is legitimately she's just impossible to talk to. She's just not there.
She's scary. I had a dream she attacked me. I talked about that on the last episode of the podcast where she dug her fingers into my abdomen.
Well, like if you're in a conversation with her and you're not talking and she has nothing to say, she'll just
she does that creepy stare where it's like
just
are you
stare
about
at
to
you and then I'll be like
my neck.
I literally said I had to like stop and I'm like, what are you doing right now? She goes, you gonna cry? Remember that? I told her. She asked me if I was gonna cry, and then she asked me. I've said this before, but she
goes meth once, right?
Yeah, she asked me for meth, and I said no. And then she asked me for weed, and I said no. And then she asked me for a cigarette, and I said yes.
That's why she keeps coming back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like feeding the cats. They'll beg if you.
But it's like what's like what does she have that makes her feel like a cigarette? Nothing. A cigarette
You're
probably makes her feel.
To her lung cancer.
She feels like a brand. She's homeless. What does she care about lung cancer? Does she think she wants to be the healthiest person in the world? She's just trying to live life and whatever she needs.
That's why she's always
to
dancing,
be happy.
dude. She's trying to burn calories.
She's got that Zumba shit going on. She has it memorized.
She's sassy, dude. She'll be like.
She's super sassy.
Like 3 a.m. She'll be in the middle of the intersection.
She'll be like this. She'll do this and be like.
That is it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she'll do some sassy poses.
And she'll start screaming at the top of her lungs. Wake me up when September ends. But
Nice.
But guys, this has been a wonderful podcast. Thank you so much,
it's
Aaron, for
over?
coming on.
Thank you, Aaron.
You can find him at EgoRaptor on Twitter or at Game Grumps on YouTube. That's his channel.
Or soon to be an author of a co-author of a Minecraft fanfic. I'm super serious. I don't know if you guys are joking and keeping it going strong, but I would legitimately do that if you guys are down.
Also, real quick, just like to say, as the time is coming out, you have one more day to grab our Supreme Mega shirt. So that goes away tomorrow. But Aaron, thank you for coming on. Can I give you a kiss?
No.
All right, well, see you guys next week for episode 56. You can get it on YouTube on Thursday and on iTunes and elsewhere on Saturday. So, Aaron, would you like to end it?
No.
Okay.
Stop texting, Aaron.
Aaron, come on, dude. Just let us finish. Come on, dude.
Okay, that smells out.
What's going on?
Dude, oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Did you fart?
I did. I'm sorry.
Nice. Dude, nice.
Welcome back to the Super Mega Cast. This is episode 56.
Yes, it is.
And we have a very special guest with us, Matt.
Yes, his name is. You might remember him. I got our friend Tucker here. How you doing, Tucker?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Well, that's good.
Last time we had a discussion together in podcast form that we put to monetize up on our channel, it was out in the woods.
It was. It was out in Ojai, California, out in the woods.
We went on a nice little hike.
Yeah, had it right in the middle of our campsite. It was beautiful.
Not
It was
as
warm.
far as a hike as you'd have wished.
It was great. I am so proud of you guys and what you did. But for like introductory, like we've never hiked together. I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. And even also, we left at sunset.
Yeah.
We didn't even leave at the right time. We left with like 3 hours of daylight. And I think it was perfectly reasonable where we
Yeah,
got.
we made some good progress on that trip. That was fun though. But that was like episode 30. So now it's 56. So it's been 26 whole episodes since we've seen you. Wait, has it been 26?
It's been 26
Okay.
episodes. Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I'm doing
30
the math
plus
right.
20 is 50, and then add 6, 56.
Right.
This is episode 56, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure episode
Positive.
episode 55 was
Positive.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember that time we tried to do the math on that Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader thing.
Someone uploaded a thing with the SpongeBob music behind it.
Yeah, that was
Right, Tucker?
that was brutal. But just wanted to quickly give a shout out and a big warm thank you to everyone that bought shirts during our first week of merch. We want to thank you guys so much. It went great. And you guys should be getting your shirts soon, so keep an eye out on the on that mailbox for them.
And of
Thank you.
course, there should be more merch to come. That means more variety and other stuff. Not just shirts, not just posters, but other things. Maybe some pins.
I
Or
think some pins are coming. Yes.
maybe some bow ties.
Well, I don't know about bow ties, but
Maybe in the future. You never know what could happen.
we got macaroni noodles that are shaped like our heads. Got those coming.
If we could do that, that would be.
Oh, I would
fucking
love to sell
incredible.
those. I feel like the price to make that though would be so high.
But Tucker's been here, and he's been helping us on several projects that we are going to be more than happy to share with you once they are all done. I know we've been kind of, I don't know, hey, this is going to come out in a few weeks. 2 months later.
Nothing.
You know,
yeah.
yeah.
But right now there's like an entire arsenal of live action videos that just need to be finished.
They're pretty exciting. I mean, I think a lot of the stuff that we put together is going to be awesome, especially one we made recently. Shot the whole thing in a few days.
Yeah,
and
we did a
it
4-day
looks-
shoot.
It looks great. It sounds great. I think it's pretty funny.
I'm so excited to
Yeah.
release this one. Like the first one that we made, the first video live action we made, which was with that you weren't here, was like good, and all of a sudden I was like, I don't know how we're gonna like up it after that. Like kind of like, I don't know. I'm always trying to think of I don't ever want to go down in like terms of ideas or quality, but this next one that like Matt Tucker and I have been working on is like so fucking good. It
Yeah, I'm
looks
excited for
wonderful. It sounds good. And
the idea is just I love
yeah.
how the idea is so simple and dumb and great.
We put up
that's what it has to be. It always has to be like stupid and dumb, and then you can just expand upon it from there.
yeah, but we got that music video with Oni with Chris coming out. Hopefully soon. Just got to do some work on that, and then after that we have some more live action stuff coming out, or maybe before that music video. Who knows? But yeah, there is a lot of stuff on the way, and this isn't just blowing smoke. We actually have it all filmed and everything.
Yeah.
I just have to finish editing.
It's funny because the 2 vlogs we have yet to release, or one was recorded like pretty much you could just say almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And then another one was recorded almost like probably 4 months ago or so. May. Okay.
So 3 months.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
Still significant.
Yeah. I mean that's a quarter of a year.
Tucker, I have a question for you.
What's that, Ryan?
What is your dream scene to work on? Movie, porn, commercial, whatever. What would be the dream scenario? Like you're put in this situation to film something, and it would be kind of the crown jewel of your whole life. You would be telling your grandkids about this. You'd have a plaque on your wall celebrating this moment.
Just to specify, for those who don't know, Tucker is an artist. He is a painter. He's a photographer. He is a cinematographer, and he works behind the camera, and he's wonderful at it, and he's got a beautiful website.
He's also sometimes an actor in some of our stuff.
Sometimes might see him soon.
Cameo coming soon.
Yeah, check out a Tucker Prescott cameo coming soon.
I think, in all seriousness, this is one thing I think between what you guys normally have on your shows and when I come on. I mean, it seems like I'm going to talk about things that are a little more, I don't know, serious maybe.
Go ahead.
Okay, then we should end the podcast now, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Peace
See
out.
you, Tucker.
Okay, we're back. We kicked Tucker out of the recording room. Anyways, Tucker, continue.
I think what I'm most interested in and most excited about is like genuine moments, so documentary. And I have a big investment in the outdoors and environmental issues. And I mean, I would love to shoot content that is real and happening there, being in the moment with something that's significant within that sort of context, whether that be, I mean, I love outdoor stuff. And this isn't exactly environmental, trying to fight for the environment, but I love climbing documentaries. I love outdoor, like backpacking documentaries. And I just think the spirit of what people can do in natural environments is really exciting to me. And so I'd love to follow somebody on some kind of trip, be there every step of the way for, backpacking trip or climbing trip or whatever, Nat Geo kind of stuff. I think that's the top of the line for me. I'd love to do that.
That's awesome. Submit your applications to our email address for Tucker to follow you on a trip. So if you want to take a trip, just let us know, and Tucker will do it for free.
Yeah, if you feel like walking across the country with no shoes on, and you have several $1,000s for me to come along, feel free.
Is there a place that you haven't been to that you really want to go backpacking there and stuff? Like, of course you have a bunch of locations, but have you already been to that one that you've been thinking of for a long time and you're like, I want to go there? Like, we all have that one place where we want to go. Have you come across that place yet, or are you still wanting to get there?
Patagonia is a big, exciting environment, and I've been down there and really enjoyed it. It's beautiful. The mountains are gorgeous.
Is that Spain?
That's South America. It's along the border.
Close, man.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of where that actually is. So
yeah, it's way down south, between Chile and Argentina. It straddles the border, that
cool.
area there, and the surrounding environment just south of there. And it's gorgeous. I think one thing you'll find, or one thing I've found with going to a lot of different mountainous environments is, I don't know, a mountain's a mountain, like they're all mountains and they're all beautiful and in similar ways. And it's just wonderful to be in an environment like that. I mean, there are specific places which have unique aspects to them, but I mean, I love being in an environment where there are specific things you see which are connected to the whole rest of the world. Like it's just rock that's connected to a bigger rock. But we identify them as single objects that are so enormous we can never come close to the scale and power of what they are. It's just I think that's a really fascinating concept.
So my dad is really into outdoor stuff, so he's taken me to a lot of different mountains around, mainly around like the South United States, like South Carolina, upstate South Carolina, North Carolina, some Tennessee. So I haven't had that much different experience with different types of mountains, but every now and then you'll get a nice cliff.
Get a
waterfalls.
stream?
Yeah, streams. That's like my favorite part about mountains is
Got a crick?
a crick. A crick, yeah, you got cricks.
Yeah,
See a coyote or two?
Coyote?
Coyote. Is it coyote or coyote?
It's a
I hear
coyote.
both. Is it which one is it? How do you say it? Is it coyote or
Tucker,
coyote?
do you know? Do you know the correct
No.
pronunciation?
I feel like what if they're different? Are they the same or are they different things?
the
I
same
don't know.
things.
They're the same things.
I've heard people say
I feel like coyote's got to be like Texas, New Mexico, Colorado.
Yeah.
Coyote
Wait, are we sure that like coyote and coyote aren't like a buffalo bison scenario?
might be. I don't know.
I'm almost certain
look
they're
it up.
different. Hold on, let me look this
I,
up.
I always thought like when people are like coyotes, it's just some hick
Yeah.
saying it.
Like a
Well, they're
wild
spelled
boar
the
and a
same.
javelina.
They're spelled the exact
So is
same.
buffalo and
That's a good
bison.
Coyote, I can't spell. Pronounce. Here we go. Coyote.
You can't pronounce the word pronunciation.
How pronunciation of coyote? Okay. Click to listen to the pronunciation of coyote. Oh,
Coyote.
okay.
Either one.
Either one works.
Okay, that's
I
Tomato,
guess so.
tomato.
Yeah. Tomato, tomato.
I think,
Coyote.
I think I'm gonna start using coyote.
Coyote
Shorter,
sounds funny.
faster.
Do you guys have coyotes in LA?
Oh,
Yes.
Coyotes?
Oh, they attack people, small dogs and cats all the time here,
Damn.
They're loud.
especially in Silver Lake.
Yeah,
Echo Park.
you can hear them barking around and yapping, and they run in packs, and every now and then they'll run by at night, and you'll hear like hear them all freaking out.
We heard a pack of them tearing something up one night.
Yeah, it
like
was
about
loud.
a little over a year ago.
Wow.
We heard just some screeching and some coyotes hollering.
It woke us up.
Yeah, it was loud.
Like I was having a good old nap.
I've seen them quite a few times. I've seen them just around in my car. I've seen them in person, but they've been kind of far away from me. So
They're like gangly little wolves.
yeah, just tiny
when
little wolves.
on this last trip, when I was traveling around, I was in Brighton for a few days, Brighton, England, and I don't know if this is like a UK thing or if it's just Brighton, but they just have red foxes that like hang out in the city like dogs.
That's awesome.
I'd love to
They
see
just,
that.
Like, pat around, just being little foxes. It's amazing.
I rarely see foxes, and if I do, it's just like you see them and then they're running away.
Yeah, I've seen some beautiful red foxes before in the woods, but
Ever seen are they called just white foxes or snow fox or what are they
no,
called?
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, I haven't seen one.
I would love to see
Those
one.
are pretty.
I want to go hiking. Like I want to build up. Like I want to get a little more healthy than I am, of course.
And you're
And
working on it. Congratulations!
I am working on it.
Awesome.
Thank you. I wanna go somewhere in the snow. I'd love to hike and kind of camp somewhere in the snow. It would be miserable in some aspects, and I know it, but I just think I'd really enjoy that experience.
As long as you have enough insulation.
Yeah,
Great
I've
experience.
done it.
Yeah.
It's fun. Well, you're right. How it kind of can be miserable in some aspects sometimes. But other than that, it's really fun. It's a cool experience going out in nature and like a terrain that's icy and doing that. Something that you're not used to.
I think the worst condition I've ever camped in was just like a cold rain.
Oh,
And so
that
like
sucks.
it
There's no
sucked.
fun.
But like okay, Tucker, what would you say? I know you love every experience and they come at you as they go. But what has been probably the most uncomfortable camping experience or traveling experience that you were a part of?
I mean, there are a few. On this last trip, there was a night.
Shining armor.
where-
He cut his toes off.
There was a night where we were in Germany. We were in a small town, and we saw a sign for the circus. And we were like, "Oh my god, the circus!" And Connor, the person I was traveling with, who
Like did it look like it would have been like a clown circus with like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tiger on a ball?
Exactly,
Or is it an
exactly.
elephant on a ball? Who
both-
stands on the
both
ball
at
and
the same time.
balances?
I,
I think.
everyone.
Okay.
All at once.
Okay.
Everyone in the circus gets on the ball.
So we see the sign for the circus, and Connor's like, "Oh, we should go." And it's in the nearest town, like maybe like 10 miles from where we are. So we hitchhike over to that town from where we were, and the lady who brings us in drops us off at like the opposite side of the town from the circus. So we walk all the way to the circus, which takes like 2 hours. We get to the circus, and like it's a huge tent. It's really exciting. And we walk up. There's nobody around. There's nobody at the ticket office. So we've got our backpacks on. We just walk through the big flaps, and then walk through another big flap, and like immediately are just reveal this huge ring with all these people, and there's like camels and zebras just walking around the ring. Just like there's just a circus happening in front of us, and like nobody cares about us. We just walk in and sit in the stands. We're just there experiencing this weird German circus. There's like German jokes. We don't understand any of it. They're spitting on each other.
Wait, they're spitting on each other? Like, puh.
Yeah. Like seltzer water, like psst, or
okay.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like
thought you meant just like globs of spit.
so it's like a spit take.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
they're like
But
the
it's
hawking loogies.
how many spit takes do you think you witnessed in that one sitting?
At least 30.
No, are
It's
you fucking
no.
kidding me?
No, that was the whole joke of this.
That's
like 10
almost like
segment.
some fetish level stuff right there. when you get to that number, that's like
Like, was it one of those things where it's like the first 5 were funny,
Right.
and then
Oh, they're
just
still going.
kept
Yeah.
going? You're like, okay, I don't
Exactly.
understand.
So we go to the circus, have a crazy experience, don't know what's going on. Then we get out, and we're like, where do we sleep? Because this whole trip, you just kind of like find a place to sleep. So we walk around this town in the middle of the night. We think we're gonna find this one spot, but as soon as we like stop and look, this policewoman comes out of the dark with 2 German shepherds that are like barking at us like crazy, and just like passes by us,
like
and
like
we're-
showing off their teeth barking, or just kind of like,
yeah. And I've
uh,
got recordings of this. Like,
okay.
it's crazy. So we were like, we're not gonna sleep here. So we just walk around this town. Then by this time it's like 1 a.m. We walk around this town for probably 2 more hours, trying to find a place to stay. Can't. And by a place to stay, I mean some like secluded wooded area. to
Yeah.
put our tents. We can't. So we, the best place we find is next to a highway entrance ramp. Just like right on the edge of the highway entrance ramp, there's this little grouping of bushes, and we just lay down our pads and sleeping bags and sleep there.
was there a guardrail?
No
Would've been
guardrail.
quite easy for a
It would've-
car. to-
yeah. And it's, Connor said like promised me that no car is going to run off this road and hit us while we're asleep. And I was like, well,
did you promise him that?
I did, but it's an empty promise.
Did you pray at least?
Total
At least
lie.
make the likelihood go down.
I'm Buddhist, and
Oh, well.
our God isn't going to do
Well,
it.
I want to move on.
Actually, I don't
then.
know anything about Buddhism. So please don't.
No, in that moment I was like, wait, is he really Buddhist? He just, like I was like, maybe he is. He just hasn't told me. I don't know. So I was like, do I make a joke or is he actually Buddhist?
Still make a joke of
So
his
that was
Buddhist.
a recent uncomfortable place to sleep.
Have you ever just been in? I think in terms of camping, the most uncomfortable experience I've ever had was when it was, I can't make up my mind what's more uncomfortable, camping in cold rain or camping in hot rain. Because hot rain, you get humid, and then your sleeping bag, the inside gets all like sticky and damp.
Oh, and then
your
like the
pillow gets
morning
damp.
after,
Right.
It's horrible.
It's just
Sounds awful.
humid. Your tent is just muggy. But then cold rain is like it's a terrible feeling being cold and wet. So I don't know. It's one or the other, because when it's hot, the inside of your tent becomes your bathroom right when you get out of a shower.
Yeah.
It's like that, and your pillow is like that too. So I don't know. I think just camping in the rain is no fun.
Yeah.
One time I forgot my tent and I had to sleep under.
Wait, hold on. You went camping, you forgot your tent?
Because I thought they were providing them. It was with Venture Crew. It was with Venture Crew, and I just assumed they were providing them. And they're like, no, you had to bring your own little personal one. Or there just wasn't enough room for me. It was something I didn't have a tent ready. Maybe they
The whole camp has like one big tent. It's like you gotta
Yeah.
sit outside.
So I had to sleep with just my normal sleeping bag. This wasn't one that I could go fully into. I had to sleep in a normal sleeping bag under a picnic table while it was raining.
Oh,
Under a picnic table while it's
yeah.
raining?
Yeah, it was awful.
That sounds like some
I don't-
homeless.
doesn't sound
level,
like it even worked. Doesn't
Did you get wet?
Yeah, I got wet, but I had to like bunch up in my sleeping bag, and then it stopped raining, and I woke up early in the morning, and I felt horrible, and then I got sick.
Yeah. See that?
Can
that
you?
sucks, man.
It was
That's an
bad,
awful
but
experience.
but we got to make some what are they called? Turtles?
Oh
We-
yeah.
The where you just ground beef and
No,
no.
I was thinking of like turtles are like the chocolate things.
No.
Oh.
We made like it's like just
Tacos.
bunch of ground beef in the shape of turtles for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, maybe
That's
maybe,
what
maybe
we
that's
made.
something.
then we made pancakes and we put chocolate chips in them.
Nice.
And my favorite thing we made was what was it? Some type. It's like it's a dessert of some kind.
S'mores?
No.
Ice cream?
No, you make it.
Ice cream cake?
We put Sprite in it as like a
Lean.
little ingredient.
You made lean.
No, what is it? It's like it's almost like a pie, except it's not a pie.
Cobbler?
Cobbler.
Cobbler.
Yeah.
Dude,
Cobbler's so fucking good. I love cobbler. The
black-
crust.
Oh, God. You make me want some cobbler now.
And it's really easy to make. All of it's super easy
Let's
to
make one today. After we finish this podcast, let's go get because I have to go to the store, get some cat food, you know. We should go get ingredients, make a cobbler.
Well, we should go to the store in general because we need more water. We quit water bottles.
Because Tucker is a very environmental man.
And we moved to
changing our ways.
big jugs of water.
Right.
Which is still a lot of plastic.
Okay,
Not as
You
much.
guys are trying to figure out, a nice compromise. So
Tucker, like, how much of a sweat do you break out in staying with us in our apartment and just seeing the waste we lay to the environment?
I try to acknowledge that you guys are your own people and you can do whatever you want.
Like he's observing two fucking bears in the wild. Like it's their environment. I don't interrupt them.
it's your
I don't
thing.
intervene
I'm
with
not
them.
gonna-
You just watch.
Yeah,
You just
And,
observe.
like I'm not the most environmentally conscious person in the world. You know, like I still do.
You're pretty
dumb
environmentally
things,
conscious.
So yeah,
You side eye me every time I litter on the ground.
when do you litter on the ground?
Okay, good. Thank you for clearing me of
There you
any
go.
guilt.
There you go. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Maybe we constantly using disposable plates and forks and knives, and cups, like using no.
Because our
Tupperware.
dishwasher sucks,
Our
and we don't want
dishwasher
to.
sucks.
You guys, yeah.
What, Tucker?
Well, you can wash your own dishes.
Fuck that, dude.
Dude, Tucker, somebody's Tucker. These plastic utensils have already been produced, so someone's got to use them.
Yeah, someone has to use them. It's not like you guys are contributing to the demand that creates more.
And it's well, I mean, if we stopped using them, are they gonna suddenly? Oh, damn! Our sales just went down tenfold. These stupid boys in Glendale stopped buying our plastic merchandise.
Well, it's part of a larger system, right? But we all have to acknowledge that
we're gonna kill the planet one way or the other.
that.
So
large,
fuck it.
yeah,
So
here we
fuck
go.
it.
Never mind. So fuck it.
We have to acknowledge what though.
We have to acknowledge that large industry plays a really big part of economic or environmental waste.
Well,
And
I mean, Tucker came into my room and I didn't flush my toilet, and I went, "Hey, I'm saving water."
There you go.
So, and he
Yeah.
commended me for it. He said, "Yeah."
I think I can probably give you guys like a little piece of paper that's like you passed the Tucker Prescott is your friend course of
Okay.
standing.
I would prefer to have that on plastic.
What would be overtly wasteful to you? Like what is something you
We're
would-
probably already
no
doing that.
no something he would see of us and he would have to step in. You would have to step in, and you'd be like, okay, you don't. Let's stop this.
If you guys were just littering all the time, I would be bothered by that. But honestly, the only thing that really bothers me about you guys is that for some reason your apartment complex doesn't recycle.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then why is that a problem with us?
It's not. It's not.
You
know what I
said
hate
they
about
said
you guys?
I know.
That you guys live somewhere that has no
Yeah.
recycling.
Yeah. You chose this. That was the reason
Well,
you chose
eventually,
this apartment,
when we get a house, we'll have recycling.
Yeah. So, if you want to know how Ted Tucker likes to reuse and recycle, you weren't there, but we went to the store to get some ingredients to make a casserole one night for food, and we're like, okay, we need a casserole, so we don't have any. We don't have like the dish you put a casserole in. So it's like, okay, we'll go buy one of the like the aluminum ones.
Yeah.
We're walking into the store, and outside, sitting like upside down in one of the potted plants, was like a kind of crinkled up aluminum
It
tin.
was exactly the tin we needed.
and Tucker was like, "We don't need to buy one. We'll just use this."
But it's funny, didn't we already have aluminum tins in our apartment?
I don't
Because I saw some that weren't the ones that you
Well,
found.
because Matt wanted to buy normal ones
because it's
he
like
didn't want
$1.
So you still bought some. So you still wasted.
No. We didn't have aluminum tins.
Wasn't Tucker's decision.
We didn't. Hey, Well, Tucker, it was like a crinkled up aluminum tin in a potted plant.
It was fine. Somebody
It
left
was
there.
there. Why was it there for a reason?
Because then you
though?
wash it. You
Because
wash
somebody
it and then
forgot
it's
about
fine.
it. You wash it, it's fine. It's
How
metal.
did someone forget their aluminum tin that they just bought at the grocery store in a potted plant outside the store?
You probably
upside
stole
down?
it. They probably
you
put it
forget
in
where
there
your
to
keys are?
hide it, and they needed something else, and then you took it.
How did Ryan forget where his keys were, or in general? Just
Because my
the
tile
past
does.
two times
Because
last
my
night.
tile ran out of batteries. I
Oh,
just
your
ordered
tile
new
ran out.
tiles.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what we need is tiles for little aluminum casserole dishes.
Tiles are fucking amazing. Like, I lose shit all the time, and I have to say, I support Tile or any product similar to Tile. Sorry, I'm not whoring myself out to exclusively Tile, but anything that'll
Sponsor this tile,
beep
please.
Yeah.
when you press a button and you'll find it easy. It's a good product to me.
Well, you technically could put a tile on an aluminum casserole dish because they have the ones that are real thin, so you could probably stick it on. It's like, damn it, where did I put my aluminum casserole dish? And I could click it, and
You can set up a little thing in your app that says aluminum.
Yeah. You could
Find
name
my
it.
aluminum casserole dish.
Yeah.
GPS locator.
Then you press it, then you hear beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
Problem solved.
But
Put one on banana.
so if I ever lose them, I can
Like,
lick
just
it.
make them wear it as like a little collar.
That's smart, yeah. But then if he goes a little bit outside of range, it's. But if someone finds him,
Yep.
they can click it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Ooh, cool.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
I gotta get him a collar. He doesn't have a collar, and he tries to run outside of the apartment sometimes.
Oh, wait a second, guys.
What?
We got 2 movies that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Both Emily Osment movies.
Yes.
Not
Emily-
Osment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Osment.
Olsen
Olsen.
Emily Osment is
is the girl you have a crush on still.
I don't still have a crush on.
If
When I
hey,
saw
if
Spy Kids 3,
if she DM'd you, you'd to like go on a date with me, Big Matt. You'd say, you'd say, hell yeah.
yes, I would.
So I mean,
Because she's from Spy Kids, dude.
because she is that the reason?
Is that who this is?
Yeah.
The main.
No.
female character from
This is
Emily
the girl that had the pigtails.
This is
that-
Hannah Montana's best friend,
in the Hannah Montana show.
the stupid one.
Yeah.
You gotta show me a picture of this.
Oh man, she was cute, man. She was real cute.
Was?
Well, still, I don't know what she
You
looks like
can't s-
now. All right,
yeah.
let me see what she looks like now.
She was in some cyberbully movie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emily Osment's really cute still. I just have to say,
Yeah,
Let's see it. Let's see it. I don't even know who this is.
she's cute. She's cute. Well, she
Oh,
kind of has a
I
Tommy
remember
Lauren
her.
vibe to
Yeah.
her now. She
Yeah,
looks a
yeah.
little like Tommy Lauren. I don't know.
yeah.
She's cute though. I still, if she DM'd me and was like, "Hey, Big Matt, let's go on a date," I'd say, "All right, Big Emily," and she'd go,
She does
What
look
did you
like
call me?
she looks like she is in a Southern sorority.
Yeah.
"Yes." Maybe that's why I get the Tommy Lauren vibe because Tommy Lauren looks like she's fresh out of a sorority.
Yeah.
Pi Kappa Gamma. Friends forever.
But we did see 2 movies.
The first one being Wind River, which we all unanimously came to the conclusion that it was painfully average.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Not just like it was okay. It was just unfortunately bland.
like there was. It just seemed like there was potential for like of the idea. Like it could have been really cool.
Because they had a good writer. Well,
Yeah,
well, here's my my theory was because it's from the same writer as Sicario, which is a great
Right.
movie.
Amazing. One of
Um,
my favorite movies of all time.
And so my thing is, this might have been an earlier script that he wrote, and the studio's like, well, we can use his name
Right.
to help promote this. This isn't any new material. This is some old stuff. Let's just
It's not
bring
that
it up.
good, but we can shoot it no problem, and however long it takes, we don't need that many actors.
Get Hawkeye in there.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, the 2 leads in this are both Marvel characters. One
Jeremy
is
Renner, a Marvel character.
Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, and then Emily Olsen. I
Okay.
almost said Osmond. Emily Olsen is something witch,
The Blair Witch.
some stupid witch.
The big
She's
mean
the Blair
witch.
Witch.
She's
Yeah.
the big mean witch.
And you know what? Honestly, the whole writer thing of same writer as Sicario, that's what got us there. I mean,
Yeah,
like that's
that is.
the main
That, I
thing.
mean, yeah.
they did a good job. with
Because
that
other
movie.
than that, the trailer didn't look like it was. It looked. The trailer looked average, but I'm like, maybe they're just not giving everything away.
I didn't even see the trailer, so I went into this movie fully blind, which I don't do often. I rarely do that, so it felt kind of cool. I was like,
I
"Yeah, don't know
wish
what
I
to
could do that, but I love watching trailers too much.
do." Yeah, and then the other movie we saw was also an Emily Olsen movie, Ingrid Goes West. These are both like smaller movies, so we had to go to a
Yeah.
special theater to see these. So.
Which I think there isn't a great divide in opinion, but there is a slight divide in opinion. Matt, you didn't like it at all.
no, I just wasn't a fan of it.
I
I
liked
didn't think it was awful. I just didn't like it.
I liked certain aspects,
Yeah.
and
Agreed.
I feel like it failed to uphold what it was going for. I guess. Like I wanted, like I thought it should have been more of a caricature of the culture. Like it was a satire. Like the world that it was based in was a satirical one on LA culture.
But it wasn't far enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just sort of it felt like it was going somewhere. Like it felt like it was really gonna build up this ridiculous persona around Aubrey Plaza, and it just sort of petered out. It didn't go very far, and then it got like serious at the end.
Yeah.
And then there's the ending was really bad.
I gave my idea for the ending, and I thought my idea was better.
The car chase and the shootout?
Yeah. Where Ice Cube comes in and goes, "That's my son!" Because that's Ice Cube's son that plays David. Dan.
Oh, is that really his son in real life?
Yeah.
No way.
Because
that
that's the
makes
same
sense.
guy that played him in, what's the movie?
He totally...
What's that movie where he plays his own dad?
You know what? Dude,
What's that movie?
I'm playing my father, and I'm Ice Cube's son, the movie.
No, it was really big. It was about NWA.
Straight Outta Compton.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so the whole movie, I kept looking at that actor, and I kept thinking, he looks like Ice Cube.
It's Ice Cube's
I
son,
didn't
boy.
know it was his son. Wow. Go Ice Cube.
Go, man. But, yeah, the ending was
Ending sucked.
dumb.
even Ice Cube's son's character, who was the best character in the
Oh,
whole
by far,
thing,
yeah.
gets messed up by the end. Like
Yeah, his character is kind of
writing-wise.
all over the place.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Tucker nailed it on the head where it felt like the ending was written separately.
It just seemed like they had some other ending in store for us, and then some producer came in and was like, "What if this totally other thing that really doesn't fit?"
Yeah, and also I just think, without spoiling too much, I just think the ending had a really shitty message, like a really just dumb, awful message.
I
Yeah.
get what it wasn't trying to show it in a positive light, what happened at the end. And I get what they were going for, but I think they failed at the ending theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ryan, I got a question for you. If Ice Cube contacted you and he said, "Hey, I've been watching Super Mega, real funny stuff you got there. But one thing I really like is I like these jokes, you guys make about each other's mothers."
Okay.
So I looked up your mom, Ryan, and I found her on Facebook and everything, and I think she's real cute. And I was wondering if you can get us in contact, because I'm looking for, I'm getting older. I'm Ice Cube. I'm getting older, and pretty soon, the gears aren't going to be turning as much, which means
I can't whore my mom out if she's a married woman, and she is.
Well, the thing is,
unfortunately for all of you out there.
he's looking for a vessel to plant his seed in before he gets too old to do that anymore, because he doesn't believe in sperm banks. He doesn't want to freeze his sperm.
I'd set up a meeting with my mom, Jim, and Ice Cube.
Would Jim have to go?
Oh wait, my mom can't have children anymore. I'm not sure if I should say that on the podcast, but she got her vagina ripped out.
Ripped out?
She got something taken out. She
They
can't have
stapled
kids
it shut.
anymore.
They just stapled it.
Vasectomy?
She didn't.
She
She
have a
didn't get her tubes
vasectomy?
tied. She got something literally taken out of her.
Hysterectomy.
Hysterectomy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Vasectomy is the male one.
Vasectomy is when they slice your tubes.
Yeah.
If you're never planning on having kids, you should just go ahead and get a vasectomy.
Yeah.
That way you never have to pull out or spray and pray. You can just go.
And
for
it's reversible.
Is it
Mm-hmm.
really? They make vasectomies reversible now.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ryan, you're getting no. Okay. Someone out there, some poor guy's gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's awesome!" And then if I want to have kids, I can just go get it undone. And he's gonna go get a vasectomy.
Wait, is it so? The girls one is reversible.
I don't know.
One of them is
No,
reversible.
No.
I don't
Yes.
think so.
I'm gonna look it up.
Some poor guy's gonna go get his vasectomy, and then 10 years be like, "I really want kids. Now's the time. I'll go get it reversed." And they're like, "You can't reverse this." And then he's gonna have a terrible bout of depression because he can't have children. And it's all
Ryan-
because Ryan McGee told him that a vasectomy is reversible.
Reverse vasectomy, Los Angeles, 99% success rate.
Oh my
now $500 off.
Oh my god.
How much? is it to begin
Vasectomy
with?
reversal rates. We make dads again. 99.5% success rate. Dadsagain.com.
That should be the URL for if they make a Dream Daddy sequel.
A vasectomy is considered a permanent method of birth control. Vasectomy reversal reconnects the tubes that were cut during a vasectomy. Vasectomy reversal is usually an outpatient procedure without an overnight stay in the hospital.
Don't they usually they don't even put you to sleep for a vasectomy? I think they just kind of shoot your balls, numb them, and then just open them up and.
They hand you an Xbox controller, say, "Hey, play some Halo for a bit."
Like at barbershops. as a kid.
Play some Frogger like at the dentist's.
Yeah, I remember I got my hair cut
1080.
once.
Did you ever play 1080?
No.
The snowboard game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I played.
I played
Box office.
for a little bit. I think the Snowboard Kids, and then what is the one? Is it? It's tricky. It's tricky.
Oh, SSSW. Or
SSX Tricky?
SSX, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact order of the
Those were the
letters.
only two I've ever played. I watched Daniel play SSX Tricky all the time.
Oh,
that was like
he
his.
plays it all the time.
It was. I think that might have been one of his favorite games. That and like Dante's Inferno.
I couldn't play that game. It was too hard. The snowboarding one, I was just like tried and I just crashed every 2 seconds.
Just play for like he'd just play for straight, probably 2 hours straight, and it would be me sitting on the couch and watching him.
The snowboard game.
Yeah.
Yeah, SSXS, SSXS. I don't know the
SSX?
letters.
SSX Tricky.
SSX?
SSX.
SSX.
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
SSX.
Say that 3 times fast.
SSX, SSX, SSX.
SSX.
1080 had this
SSX.
intro where they would say 1080 really cool, like 1080, and then there would be this cool hip hop beat, and it would be amazing. Yeah,
With an
It's best game
explosion
ever.
and like a
I wish.
of a violin,
Yeah,
Instead of a
an electric
guitar thing,
violin.
mod the game, put that in there, make it even better.
Yeah. I went and I got my hair cut when I was young at a place that had
What?
video games.
Wait,
once.
wait! You got your hair cut when you were young?
Yes, I did.
Holy
Ryan.
shit!
And I just remember the woman had like a wooden hairbrush, and she just started she was brushing my hair with it, but she was like smacking my head.
She was hitting you upside the
and
head.
I
with
got
a wooden
tears
brush?
in my eyes. Yeah, because she was just brushing my hair so
Why didn't you
hard.
tell her to stop?
'Cause I was too timid, too passive, and I was just sitting there with tears welling in my eyes, just like. Oh.
Were your parents there watching?
My dad was in the other room.
And your dad doesn't have hair, so
Yeah.
he couldn't feel the pain.
Yeah,
My dad has
never
hair.
understand.
You're just like, I gotta defend this real quick.
I gotta pull out my shield. Yeah, but I just remember that stuck with me. That woman
Your
she
face.
hurt my head.
The guy who used to cut my hair always would like take the little buzzer thing and buzz my ears too close. Hurt my ears.
I need to get a haircut.
I do too. I gotta.
Because ever since I shaved my head bald again, I just let it grow out evenly, and like you
Yeah.
can see, it's like
Okay, you
a
gotta
little
fix it.
trim will fix that up.
someone
Just a
described
little
it as when it was a little shorter as I looked like an anime character, because you know how they have that like kind of just haircut,
Kind of.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't. What character has that haircut? I don't know.
I'm sure.
Just some American
viewers will
in
get the-
anime. Got
Oh
that?
yeah,
on-
that's the classic anime haircut.
You should just get a bowl cut.
God.
Go it a little
Have
long.
you ever had a bowl
Dude,
cut,
the
Ryan?
thing is,
have
I-
you ever had one?
I'm not a complete bowl,
You would look great
but
with
I've
a bowl
had
cut.
like a coconut head.
Oh my god, I want to see that. Do you have pictures
It's
of
when
it?
I was in I'll try to find pictures.
Yearbook
it's
picture, maybe?
it's when I was probably in middle school.
That's fantastic. Yes.
Speaking of middle school, you told me a story earlier that I wanted you to tell on the podcast. I thought it was really funny.
Remind me again.
It was your school.
Oh,
had the-
that was elementary school. That was
Okay.
at River Springs Elementary School. Shout out to River Springs Elementary School.
Ripple Springs.
If you went to River Springs Elementary School in Irmo, South Carolina. Anyway, so I
Boo.
think the mascot's like Crocky the crocodile, and so every morning they'd have like volunteer students or whatever go and kind of like he's a puppet, and so they'd
a little hand puppet?
pretend to be him, and it'd be like, "Hey kids, today for lunch we're having milk, pudding, green beans, and meatloaf," and then like that would be what the kids would
Did
do.
the puppet have a name?
What?
Did the puppet have a name?
Crocky the crocodile.
Crocky the
so
crocodile.
original.
I think that was it.
So
Correct me if
creative.
I'm wrong, River Springs alumni. So this would play out throughout the elementary school. This was live. This was
Right.
live broadcasted to River Springs.
On those little CRT
Yeah, because
TVs.
all the
Right.
kids, it would be their favorite part of the day almost. It would be like, oh, what are we having for lunch? And, oh, we don't have to learn anything. Let's just watch Crocky. And tell us what's for lunch. And one time it was my turn. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so in the middle of kind of starting it, I realized that they didn't have the right menu. And I didn't know what to say. And they're like, no, not that menu. And I was like, hey, kids, today we're having milk. And then I just stopped, and then I took it off and ran away. and then the adult had to finish it, and I went and cried because I was so embarrassed of my. Because like the thing is, to helm the Crocky puppet, to helm the puppet was
big
this
responsibility.
No, like when you're that age, like it's a huge responsibility. You're like, I'm Crocky.
That is big.
Every kid in this school is watching me.
Crippled by fear and self-doubt.
I wish I had that footage somewhere, like a VHS recording of the little green puppet freezing up and just, today we're having when you stuttered, did you move the mouth to go with the stutters?
I don't know. I think I just went limp.
So you had a stroke. Call an ambulance.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, so my school had
I didn't get a redo. That was the only time I got
didn't
to
let
do
you
it.
do it again?
No,
No,
because
he
the
foiled
teacher
You had
did
your
it.
chance.
They were like, this is the test run to see if little Ryan McGee can be the next Crocky, and he foiled it.
I failed.
But my high school had or middle school and high school had a thing similar to that, where they would broadcast a morning news program to the school. And I just remember there was this kid, I think he was a freshman, and he was doing it one day. And he said this not knowing what it meant, but he was like, all right, SOA, which that was my school, was SOA. He was like, all right, SOA, get out there, study hard, and bust a nut. And he had no idea what it meant. Like, he clearly didn't know what it meant. But I just remember watching that live.
I love your voice
school.
for the guy. Just, and bust a nut.
And I just remember everyone was like silent, like, what? What did he just say?
Bust a nut. What grade was this in?
I think I was in 10th grade and he was in 9th grade.
Wow.
I don't
Bust
know.
a nut.
Someone might have told him to say it.
I've been in that
Oh,
situation
definitely.
before.
Yeah, exactly. That's happened to me. Not on the loudspeaker, but I remember when I was in like 4th grade, some kid was like, hey, show your middle finger to the teacher. It's like, sure. I mean, like, whatever. I don't know why you think
Your
I should
parents
do
didn't
that.
teach you that you shouldn't have done middle finger stuff?
Not when I was like, how old are you in 4th grade? Like 10 or something?
9,
Yeah.
10, 9?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some young age.
No, I didn't know.
I have a very similar story. In 4th grade, a kid told me to go up to my teacher and hold up my first 3 fingers like this and say, read between the lines.
Oh my god! Did you do it?
I can't remember. Part of me feels like I did.
No, I feel like the trauma would have definitely stayed if you did it. The
I don't think I
teacher
did.
would not have let that slide.
I do remember in 4th grade sitting in class and I had a dictionary and I found the word ejaculate. And I remember not knowing what it meant. And I remember it didn't give the definition because it was like referring me, like, see ejaculation, something like that. Or it was referring to me to a different part of the dictionary. So it didn't have the definition. And I was like, what does this mean? And I knew I'd heard it before. And I knew it was like something kind of like not normal or not safe for a 4th grader. So I considered going up to my teacher and asking what this meant. Well, I didn't though. I just have that memory of sitting at my desk contemplating if I should go ask the teacher what ejaculate means.
Did you guys had sex ed, right?
Yeah, that was in 5th grade.
South Carolina sex ed sucks. They don't teach you anything.
We weren't allowed to laugh during the video.
They don't teach you how sex happens.
People got sent into the hallway
Yeah.
for laughing during the video.
And those kids grew up to never know what sex was.
They're fucking children. What do you expect? Like, you big
let them
adult
laugh.
bastards.
It's way better if they're laughing.
I know, like they're still
it's
learning.
Totally fine, yeah.
It's
It's just an uncomfortable subject.
Well, I remember South Carolina sex ed was really like behind the curve, and they don't actually teach you about sex or any of that stuff. They leave that up to the parents. So all they teach you is like periods,
Pregnancy.
and pregnancy, but they don't teach you anything else. They just teach you that, and it was always really shitty cartoons.
They talked about masturbation in the video.
For you?
In my video, I think. I never saw the gonorrhea videos though. Apparently, I think I was because they showed these videos in this like auditorium in high school, I think, and I just wasn't there that day. And people were like, "Dude, you're lucky you didn't go to that," because it was on a big projector screen and shit.
Does it show like real gonorrhea?
And besides fake gonorrhea.
No. Was it like what I'm saying is, do they show like real
Makeup
pictures and
gonorrhea.
videos of like dicks with gonorrhea?
Yeah, they show like pictures of like dicks and vaginas with warty goodness on them.
Ooh,
Warty goodness.
Let me smell that good warty goodness.
Warty goodness. Hey, can I order an escort? Yeah, sure, honey. What you need? Got any with some good warty goodness?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, cream of the crop.
You know my favorite thing about
Cream
going
of
to
the crop.
going to movies with you, Ryan, my favorite thing about going to movies with you is the moment it'll get silent in like a movie or like in between trailers, I'll just hear Ryan just go.
You gotta fill the silence.
Just it'll the whole theater will go silent.
Or like after a trailer, I'll just go and like pat you, and I'll like pat you on the knee. I'll be like,
Because you know people around can hear those noises.
yeah.
So they're just like, what's? Because imagine you never make those noises. You're a regular human being, and you're sitting in a movie theater, just movie's about to start, and it's black and silent, and you just hear. You're gonna be wondering what that is.
I feel like an alien is shape-shifting behind me.
You know what? I bet you probably add to the atmosphere in
Probably.
the sci-fi movies that you go to.
Definitely.
Tucker, what did you think of the ArcLight Hollywood Cinema? I love that theater because of how respectful it is to
It's
the
wonderful.
You
theater.
really like it. Yeah, I can tell. And I mean, I like it, but it seems like the main difference is the rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they won't let anyone in
When
after
the movie starts. Like you can still
That's
come
pretty
in
cool.
when the
Yeah.
previews are going.
And then which seems like a pretty cool rule. And then they introduced the movie,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool as well. And the only place I've ever been to that did that was the Nickelodeon in Columbia, which is an amazing
They
theater.
Also good
also
theater, yeah.
they also stay and make sure the sound quality is good
Yeah.
and the picture is good.
Which,
Because
yeah,
a
I've
lot
never
of
had
times in
anyone do
theaters, the sound is way too quiet.
Or way too loud.
Yeah.
Which is even worse.
It's good in IMAX if it's just loud. I saw Dewkirk in IMAX and it was fantastic.
Yeah, but if you guys are ever in Los Angeles and you want a really nice movie theater to go check out the ArcLight Cinema in Hollywood.
You were about to
Again,
say something bad about it, Tucker, though.
Well, I was just going to say...
Are they not environmentally friendly enough?
Like, I know the seats aren't as fancy as you'd like.
It was just... it's...
They serve alcohol?
It was amazing.
Their popcorn's
but it
fresh?
wasn't like it's not the most amazing thing ever. I don't know.
I'm just saying it's a good theater
yeah.
experience.
Okay, so yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
exactly
we're watching the crucifixion of Christ here.
right. Yeah, it's a good theater.
Which
Although it would look-
you need a good theater experience for that.
It would look fantastic in this theater.
Oh, the ArcLight?
And sound
Yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoosh! Ah!
I think
Brian. Brian. Oh, my God. No.
yeah, just like that. It would sound just like that. Perfect. Yeah.
I would like to hear that laugh.
Can you, like-
in the
yeah.
ArcLight theater?
Can when you put this on the internet, can you like add some special effects behind the whoosh and like big music and echo and reverb? That's what it's gonna sound like.
But it's a nice theater experience.
It's a really
and
nice theater
my favorite thing
experience.
about the theater, other than the cool rule about not being able to show up after the movie starts, is the huge area in the front of the movie theater.
Yes.
Where maybe
The lobby?
like in a normal no in the front of the theater.
Oh.
Oh, like in front of the first few rows, just like a big open
yeah,
space.
yeah, I love that because it's like they don't want anybody to be so close to the screen that
The
they
screen's
can't
big
see
too.
anything. The
Oh,
screens are
it's
big,
good size.
so they create this huge space where nobody can sit because they want everybody to have a nice experience.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is expensive.
It is
but-
expensive.
Movie Pass now has dropped their price
Oh, yeah.
to $9.95 a month
Hard to believe.
for a movie every 24 hours.
And movies are always more expensive than $9.95 per movie.
They're like 15 something. They're anywhere between 13 and like 16 something. Or they could go up to
18,
20 something.
20, yeah.
Can MoviePass sponsor us? Maybe.
I would love for MoviePass to sponsor us, but a lot of people, AMC's mad at them, and I think there's a lawsuit that AMC is trying to get after MoviePass. Sorry, let me restart that. AMC is trying to sue MoviePass, I think.
Like, so they can't use it in AMC theaters?
Yes, because they're like, I don't understand how you're charging this much money. They're losing money, but I think the main point of what MoviePass is trying to do, if I've only read a few articles and shit, but I think they're trying to get more people to the theater, and they're also using this as like information to sell to advertisers, maybe possibly, because I think like you can track your movie watching habits.
Yeah.
And then it'll guide advertisements and stuff.
But
more
the
to
thing
you.
is, like, even if they're not getting as many, like, raw ticket sales, more people are going to see movies, which means more concession sales.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which they
Concession
would
sales
probably
is
make
what
more money
matters.
with MoviePass.
That's true.
And not to mention, I think MoviePass says they pay the full price of the ticket.
But how does that work? It's in theory the advertising stuff that they sell covers the rest.
I guess.
Because,
I don't know.
like, the thing is, let's say you live somewhere where a movie ticket is $12, $13, and you get MoviePass, and that's $10. When people go to a movie, popcorn and drinks and candy, they buy that stuff, and that's way more. I think that outreaches the original price that they would have lost with
Exactly.
the ticket, you know?
There's been some things where like this could be the death of movie theaters, and I think like some people are saying that they're trying to decrease the price of tickets by doing this in movie theaters.
Because I love the theater experience. I love going to a movie theater, but movie tickets are so damn expensive these days.
I had to get it right away because it's just like the first movie I see out here, I already save money.
Weren't they like $6-7 when we were kids?
I remember stuff being like 5 something.
The movie
like
theater in my
$5.99.
hometown is $2 a movie.
Wow.
And in the in 2010, they
Yeah.
had to up it because they weren't making enough. So now it's $2.50.
Is this like a?
Where is this?
Is this like a dollar
Hartsville.
cinema? Is it like a Regal or AMC, or is it like
I think it's
like a draft house situation?
It's not it's like a 2-screen theater
Oh,
in
okay.
downtown. They show movies that are like currently playing. Like it's not like they show old movies.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
It's really cool.
I would love to.
It's a shitty theater though. It's awful. It sounds bad and it looks
Oh.
bad.
Well, that's why. Have you ever been to the Dollar Theater on St. Andrews Road
No.
in South Carolina?
No.
That's where that's of course where all field trips were. That's where all youth movie trips were. They were always to the Dollar Cinema. Because it's funny, because they'd all the Dollar Cinema gets movies after like maybe a week or probably 2 weeks after a regular movie releases or so, maybe even longer than that. But when it comes to like Christian cinema, day one they'd be shown at the Dollar Theater.
God, I'm so excited for God's Not Dead 3.
They did announce it,
Yeah.
so
I'm
I
excited
will
for it,
see
baby.
it. I will
Gotta
see
see
it.
it.
Who's making these movies? Who's making the God Is Not Dead movies?
God.
Pure Flix, I think
it's
is what they're
Pure Flix.
called.
Pure Flix makes, and they have their own version of Netflix where it's
Yeah.
just for like Christian and religious movies. And I looked at it, and it looks. We should get a subscription just for a month and just review what we saw.
Yeah.
Because so I watched the trailer for some of those movies. They look atrocious. They look so bad. It's not even funny.
Netflix and Pure Flix, they're all good.
They're
but
in tight
honestly,
competition.
well, I mean, I'm always going to stick with the original. So
What the
What's the original?
the original streaming service,
The Bible?
Jetflix.
Is that a Syndigo reference?
Yep.
Nice, bro. I'm gonna stick with my original streaming service, which is the good book itself.
In the making of that video of Jetflix, I legitimately threw a remote and broke it in anger
Why?
because Daniel kept like fucking up his line and laughing, and then people were waiting outside of our house, and they've been waiting outside of my house for like 10 minutes now. And Daniel was like, "No, we got to finish the scene," but he kept laughing. I was like, "Oh, we got to do this to let him in," and I broke.
Had to throw it.
It
was
I mean,
necessary for the scene.
it's in one of the blooper reels of me throwing it.
But it's like pure anger. It's
Yeah,
like real anger.
It's just frustration. I'm just so frustrated. I'm like, I just want this to end.
I had a
Because I get anxious when people are waiting on me,
yeah.
and it just builds and builds and builds
Yeah.
until I explode and shoot someone.
Right. We had this
What?
great blooper from what we were shooting recently. It's just like I don't know about this remote that you threw, but like I just imagine it going off screen when it gets to
Yeah.
because this blooper that we had
Oh
in this-
yeah.
in the shoot that we just had this weekend.
We can
Ryan-
say it. What
Where I
it is.
ate ass by
Yeah.
going down the smallest slope possible at a skate park.
Starting that by saying where I ate ass makes it sound like a completely
Where I
different thing.
ate ass.
It's a shot where it's Ryan standing on a skateboard and there's a ramp, and the ramp can't be more than it had
It's
to be like
not
a 1
even
foot
2
ramp.
feet. It's
Yeah.
not even
Not
2
even 2
foot.
feet.
It's a foot.
It's probably a foot ramp.
Yeah.
But
it's a steady
it starts
slope.
to slope, but like right at the
It's a
beginning
steep-
of the
it's a
slope,
steep slope.
There's a little bend. There's a little bend right at the top of the slope. This is important because this is like the catalyst.
It's like an exponential curve, not a straight slope.
And I haven't skateboarded in a while, so I forget the wise knowledge of leaning into,
Yeah.
the roll.
So Ryan just starts to go down it, and he just completely just falls on his ass.
I have a bottle of
Bubbles.
bubbles in my hand, and it splashes into my face and eyes as I fall.
You
all over your
sloshed it. It was like,
Yeah.
That was like a complete slosh straight in your face, and your hat was glistening with the bubbles. Your face was all like dripping.
Amazing.
It was followed by major disappointment
Yeah.
because it was not captured.
Because we were framing for Ryan to come into the shot
Yeah.
as soon as he goes down the slope. And so I get Ryan in the shot, like I'm checking focus, and then I turn the camera a little bit so he's just out of frame, and that's right when he falls. So all you see is like his feet like fly
you
up
see my
into the
legs
air.
flay.
You just see on the edge of the screen these big goofy legs fly up in the air, and then you hear the sound of the bubbles sloshing everywhere, and you see the skateboard like go flying.
Then you hear whoa, and then laughing, and are you okay?
I laughed
Yeah,
my
dude.
ass off. You had a smile on your face the moment you got up, though.
Because it was hilarious, and I wanted to see it right away.
So funny.
I'm like, I knew because the way it felt, I'm like, okay, that was a solid fall. This has to look beautiful. This has to look like. I'm sad that I didn't get to see it. You guys got to see it.
It was glorious. My favorite part about that though was 5 seconds earlier. You're like, okay, I might fall. And then, so if we have enough behind the scenes footage of this one video coming out, we will release a behind the scenes video. And we'll include that. And if not, we'll just put that clip on Twitter or something. But
Google Plus. Haha.
Yeah,
Ray
we'll
William
put on
Johnson.
Google Plus. More like Gay William Johnson.
More like Frey William Johnson.
More like Slay William Johnson.
More like Laid William Johnson.
Nice, dude. He gets a lot of boom.
Because he was boyfriend to a, what's that girl's name? She's Asian. She has like a vlog channel. Akira. I don't know what her name is.
Asa Akira.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, that's a porn star.
Is it?
Yeah. Tucker knew too. He was like, that's a porn star.
Maybe I'll recognize Asa Akira. Let me see.
She's Asian. She's got a big fat butt. That's what she's famous for. She's famous for her anal
she
sex
cute?
scenes. I think she's attractive. She was on the Eric Andre show.
Yeah. That was
seen that one?
amazing. Oh my god.
I'm about to rate her right now.
I wanted to show you this.
Oh, that shot looks great. Sorry, Tucker just showed me a shot from our music video, and it's
She kind of looks like the Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Let me see. Let's get Asa Akira on the podcast.
That'd be amazing.
And I'll say, hey, let me see your big Asa, Akira. Oh, she does look like the Mantis, yeah.
Can you just ask her about the Eric Andre interview the whole time?
The whole
That's
hour.
the only subject.
One of my favorite YouTube series was Going Deep with Kasim G. Those were hilarious. He'd interview porn stars. And, yeah. I don't know what you guys were expecting.
No, I just
starting a conversation.
You started saying the stories. I was listening.
You got really excited and then you slowed
Thanks
down.
for the support, guys.
No, it's because
No,
you
it's
were excited.
wonderful.
And you were still telling your story. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
we were
so this is
listening.
my
Yeah, but like
favorite
I'm
group.
excited, and then I'm staring at two people that are just blank face, just like the look on your faces were of, okay, after he finishes, I got something to say.
No, I was just waiting to hear where you were going with it. Because I had nothing to add at that moment, so I was to see where's he taking it, where I can jump into this conversation.
Dude, do you want to
'cause I
restart? Do you want to
haven't
go
seen
ahead and say
No,
it?
it's
Try it
fine.
again.
Kasim
Please try it again.
G's
Reset.
Going Deep is really good. That's good.
What was your
funny.
favorite part of Kasim G?
Just try it again. Start fresh. Just go.
Yeah.
Pretend like it never happened.
Guys.
Yeah.
I thought of something just off the top of my head.
What is it?
Lay it on me.
You remember Kasim G from back in the old YouTube days, like those Shay Carl,
Oh, yeah.
those nice Peter, Epic Lloyd days.
Oh yeah.
Shane
Those are the ones.
Dawson when he was still a thing.
Shane Dawson.
Sorry, Shane.
Oh my god.
Well, he had this YouTube series going on, not a YouTube Red series, because YouTube Red
Didn't exist.
no,
Right,
no,
it
it
did
didn't
not
exist at
exist.
the time. So he had this YouTube series where he would interview porn stars, and it was really funny, and I totally recommend to watch.
Just silence again.
But have you ever seen Going Deep with
No, I
Kasim G?
haven't.
No.
Oh, hilarious! Seriously, watch it. He interviews like a little person,
A little
a
person?
dwarf.
You mean a
They're
dwarf
called-
who's
they're-
a porn star?
They're called little people.
Yeah, that's funny how, they used to be called midgets and people were like, or they wanted to be called, did they want to be called little
Well,
people?
it's dwarfism.
Right.
Dwarf just sounds
that's-
too medieval to me.
Well, aren't they separate things? Is dwarfism separate from little people?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like there's a difference.
Being a midget is
I feel like
dwarfism.
dwarf's the correct term.
dwarf
right?
is the correct term because it is dwarfism.
I'm not laughing at dwarfism. I'm laughing because dwarf just, when I think of dwarf, I think of RuneScape. I think of Lord of the Rings. I think of like,
Were there dwarves in RuneScape?
yeah,
Could you be a dwarf?
you couldn't be a dwarf, but
No, that
there was a
sucks.
dwarf like stronghold.
Ah.
It was like a fortress.
Anyone who is
Ever read
a little
Aragon?
person out there can correct us if
I
No,
wonder,
it is dwarfism.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, little people that are listening to this podcast, because there's probably a few. I just want to say, like, please in the comments, educate me on this, because it's just coming from ignorance. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay, Katy Perry.
is it dwarfism? Is it do you like to be called little people? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's. I thought the correct term was little people, and then there's dwarfism, which is the
Little
actual
people who are
infliction.
suffering from dwarfism, or they're different things. entirely?
I they may be different things, but I think both are fine to say. Let me see. Dwarf
Suffering from
Versus-
dwarfism.
versus little people. Dwarf versus little people. What a.
That sounds like a movie with dwarves versus.
Okay. A. In some circles, a midget is the term used for a proportionate dwarf. Such terms as dwarf, little person, LP, and person of short stature are all acceptable, but most people would rather be referred to by their name than by a label.
Yeah.
You could just call
Hey,
me
midget.
I have this memory where I was at Disney World as a kid, and there was a dwarf, and I think I said something out loud like Mom, look, a little person, or like that man is small or something, and I had to apologize to him. I have this memory. My mom's probably gonna listen to this and be like, son, that never happened. So if that's the case, then I guess I made that up as a kid, and it stuck as a memory.
You are a liar, so.
I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. No, I'm not.
Okay.
What have I lied about, Ryan?
You.
Exactly. There's nothing better to break a silence with just.
That's just my opinion.
It's so good.
Tucker.
I was a kid once. I don't know if you knew this.
Whoa.
And,
I'm glad this started something.
I was probably about 5 years old. I went to a wedding, I think my uncle's wedding, and I remember I was dancing. I danced with some girl, like old, like probably like 20 years old.
Damn.
Or something. And
Did she grind up on you?
I had to have been older than that. I had to probably be like 9, because I remember being like, girls are weird.
Did she do that prom type of dancing where it was like boom, boom?
No.
Yeah.
We were just playing around.
Oh,
We were just fooling
just
around.
playing
well, she was
around.
playing
we were
around
just
with
messing
you.
around.
Yeah, just give him a little handy.
No, we just
Give Tucker a
some,
tugger.
some kind of like child with adult dance. And I remember leaving that wedding.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So I don't know how to say it where it's not.
There's a real cougar there.
Yeah. I remember leaving that wedding, walking to the car with my parents, and they said something about me dancing with this girl who was a relative or friend of whoever, and they were like, "Oh, you were great." And I remember saying, "Yeah, what a hottie."
You said that?
Yeah. Well, except
What a
I said,
hottie?
"Yeah, what a hottie."
Man. Oh, wow. What a hottie.
And I remember my parents saying, "Don't say that. That's not.
What a
that's not thing
dame."
to say." Yeah.
That would have been a better. What a
Yeah.
dame.
That'd been nice.
Is dame? Does anyone use dame anymore?
What
I
a
hope
gal.
so.
What a dame.
People who wear fedoras probably use the word dame.
You wore a fedora for a shoot because
Yeah,
you
I
lost a odds are.
What are the odds? Yeah.
I
Hold on. Well, I saw people recently in the comments still asking what that game is when we say what are the odds. It's so just a quick rundown. I'll say, Ryan, what are the odds you have to tweet a picture of your genitals? And he would say, he'd give me a number. So if he really doesn't want to do it, he'd make the number higher. So he'd say 100, which means the odds of him doing it are out of 100. So at the same time, we both say a number between 1 and 100. And if we say the same number, that means he has to do it. So that's the explanation for everyone that's still wondering, because we've done it many times
people
on the
like
podcast.
adding stupid rules, like if this is a multiple of this, then you have to do it. If you say
Whoa.
4 and 14, then you have to do it because 4 is in that number.
That's too much.
A lot of people add stupid rules like that. I think the only rule
Unnecessary.
I like to follow is when you say 2, then it's like either you or the other person has to do it, because I think that's a fair.
When it's out of 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fun. That's a fun one. But, guys,
What are you looking at me for,
why
Tucker?
are you tickling me, Tucker?
Tucker's looking at me as he's touching you.
I'm not doing anything.
Stop tickling me, dude. It's freaking me out. Ryan, what are you doing?
I was trying to pants you.
From the
A
front?
seated pants
I was
is-
sitting
that's
down.
rough. That's hard to do.
I pants you at a urinal.
Yeah, you did.
I pants you at a
You
urinal.
did, you did. He missed it though. I
that
almost
was
peed on myself.
we were trying to we were crossing a crosswalk last night, and there were like a bunch of people walking our way, and Ryan was wearing his classic gym shorts, and I'm like, man, this would be so easy.
You give
So-
yourself away. You're not good at like keeping your emotions in.
I just knew that if I did in that moment, it was going to be too much, so I was laughing to myself. And
I turned around and noticed it.
Yeah. But
I caught you kneeling, like you had your hands in position to pants me.
yeah, I think I just need to commit more. I tried to take it too slowly. I just gotta.
No,
It's gotta go
it's a
for it
fast mode.
immediately.
It's supposed to be abrupt
Yeah.
and jarring.
I always try to like sneak, get it perfect position, and then do it. But I gotta. Just,
I'm wearing gym shorts. You don't need a perfect position.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But guys, I think that wraps this one up. Thanks to our guest Tucker. You could check him
Thanks,
out
Tucker.
at his website.
You're welcome, boys.
What's the website, Tucker?
Welcome back to the Matless episode of Super Mega Cast. This is episode 57. Now, I remember Comedy Central being channel 57 in the channel guide, so I would always go to 57. And late at night, they would play Girls Gone Wild. And if I was lucky, 2 Girls Gone Wild commercials would play back to back. So I had a little time, just enough time to stroke my little boy wiener, because, one commercial is not enough. But other than that, I've been playing a few new games recently. I've been playing... I got back into Bloodborne. I'm about to get back... I've kind of gotten into The Witcher 3 again. I'm getting back into Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain, and just some other computer games and stuff. So... in this episode, we're going to talk about probably... hold on one second. There's a new movie coming out that I'm really interested in. It's called... oh, what's the name of it? Oh, The End is Near Between Us. It stars, I think, Kevin James and Liam Neeson. And it's an action comedy, and it actually looks pretty good. Look it up right now into IMDb. It's actually probably one of the better movies coming out, I would say. There hasn't been enough in film lately to kind of warrant another action comedy like this, because we've already had Kingsman, but I think Kevin James and Liam Neeson will work together pretty well. But all that being said, we do have a special guest today joining us in the Matless episode. We have Matthew Watson coming in. Hey, welcome. Hey, I was just talking about the new movie starring Kevin James and Liam Neeson.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So what have you been up to lately?
Aw, man, not much. When I got the invite to come on your podcast, I immediately said yes, because
okay, that's awesome.
I love this podcast, and I could not be more excited to be here. So thanks for having me on.
Matt took a trip to Cambodia for a week, so you're here in place of him. Yeah, and thank you for that. Seriously.
Of course, man. Anytime Matt goes out of town, you need me, I'm here.
Yeah. So thank you for spending 2 minutes of that farce with the two of us. We're back, episode 57. It's a great episode. I'm sure it'll be one of the classics.
It'll be one of the classics. If you put all of our podcasts on a bookshelf, this will be one of the ones that stands out.
Exactly.
It's got a big, shiny cover instead of a regular, gross leather one. But when you started, I pressed record on the outside computer, and I heard you just start going at it before I came in the room. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stand outside the room and see how long he can go on by himself. And then... I was gonna give it. I was like, man, if he does it for 10 minutes, I'll wait out here for 10 minutes. But then,
wait, really? Yeah. Would you wait out there? I
was just listening, he's doing good. He's doing real good by himself. And then I heard you say we have a guest, so I was like, you know what? That's probably gonna be my cue. So I took it. And I did it.
I like that.
Thanks,
that.
Man, thanks.
Recently, there was an eclipse.
There was.
We only got to experience the lame version of the eclipse because you and I didn't travel, and unfortunately, for us to see a full solar eclipse again in the United States, we're going to have to wait till 2024 and actually travel because it's on a different path.
Yep.
But I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
We might be able to see it from LA.
Oh, I looked at the path trajectory. It didn't look like it's even going to hit the West Coast.
Oh, really?
It's passing through the United States, but like the eastern half. It looks like...
Starts in Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yesterday was the Great American Eclipse. I think that's what people are calling it.
You used a plate so we could see the eclipse.
I did. I took a little paper plate, poked a hole in it, hold it up to the sun, and you could see the eclipse like the shit. Sorry,
Go on.
Sorry, choked on my ambitions. You could see the shadow of the moon crossing over the sun coming through, and it was like a little croissant.
People whenever that happens, you see it happen in movies and stuff, and whenever it happens in movies, it's kind of like, oh, Megatron will arise during the next solar eclipse because it's always this world-ending shit, I guess, when a solar eclipse or when the planets quote-unquote align, which will never happen, I think.
No, planets align. It's just if...
No, but not all the planets in the solar system.
I'm sure there's at least one point in history where that happens, but believing that somehow affects your life is, I think, BS. People that believe Mercury's in retrograde. That's why my taxes are late.
But in the olden days, what you brought this up, so I'm gonna steal it. Just in the old days, did they think it was like world ending?
I'm sure they did. Like,
or did they think something like strange was going on, or do you think it was just like, oh, it's night already? We must have slept in late.
no, because it gets dark so quick. I think that what I can imagine if I was back in like Neanderthal times, and I'm just I'm minding my own business, picking some berries, maybe hunting, gathering.
So you'd be just a gatherer.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't see myself as a hunter. I'd probably be like the one guy in the village that stays back and picks berries with all the women, and they all make fun of me.
I'd be the guy that, I'm in charge of making fire to cook the meat.
But you're really bad at it.
But I can never get it right. So I end up like burning down someone's hut or burning someone's wife alive accidentally.
Oh man. But like, imagine how terrifying before science. Before science existed.
Before science existed.
Before science was like a thing people knew about.
Before science as a subject and a method was in existence.
Before we had explanations for why things happen. Imagine being out in a field, caveman days, and all of a sudden the sun just like goes dark and the sky goes dark. You'd probably think it's the end of the world. And you look up and you see just like where the sun used to be, a thin ring of light.
And then you'd be blinded.
Yeah.
All those people, like, I wonder how many people back then were just blinded by a solar eclipse.
Probably quite a few.
Wait, when's the next lunar eclipse?
I don't know. I have seen a lunar eclipse, though. I woke up in the middle of the night once, and I watched it. It was cool. It's just a little dot going across the moon.
So what happens during a lunar eclipse? Anything big?
Okay, a solar eclipse is when the moon goes...
Well, I get the difference between the two, but does that mean that during nighttime it becomes daytime for a little bit?
That's exactly what it means.
Does it?
No.
What?
A lunar eclipse is when the shadow of the Earth crosses over the moon.
Well, that's boring.
So you can see a big circle go over the moon.
I was hoping it would be the sun. It was like an... Wait, that wouldn't make any sense.
How would
it's
that
not like
make
they change
sense?
difference.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it doesn't change distance.
In a lunar eclipse, that's when it becomes daytime during the night.
But that would be cool.
That would be
That
really
would be
cool.
fucking awesome. It would be like that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where they light the fire, the fireworks go off in the desert.
That was a really cool shot. They detonate that like massive firework, and they just made nighttime to daytime, and then back to nighttime.
Yeah,
that must have been hard to film, but looks really good. It's so funny how even in today, when something like a eclipse is such a easily put your hat on, right? When, like,
I'm sorry. I changed my hat to make it look really stupid, so he'll look over at me and break.
Yeah,
so,
like I look over and you're wearing your hat all the way sideways,
and I'm staring at you with a blank face.
Like it's such an easily explainable phenomenon. It's just like the moon rotates around the Earth, and sometimes it'll cross in front of the sun. But I like how even today there's still people out there that are like, it's a signifier of the end time. Or I saw one person saying that the eclipse was God's punishment for the 8 years of Barack Obama, which I truly believe that's what it was. And I love how people still try to say that this is like a sign of the apocalypse. Like, no, this happens all the time.
When he was looking down as Obama was making that drone strike call, God went, you know what? This is too much. Fine. Here's a solar eclipse. This will teach you a lesson.
In 5 years, here's a solar eclipse.
But enough of that.
The thing is with like, everyone's like, you can't look at the sun during an eclipse. You'll go blind. It's like you just can't look at the sun in general. It's not special during an eclipse. If you look at the sun, it's going to damage your eyes. Have you ever just tried to just stare at the sun?
When I was younger,
I did that too. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at it. And I just tried my best. And if you stare at it long enough, it becomes easier, and you can start to see like blotches on the sun. Or maybe that's just my retina's being burned. But
probably your retina's being burned.
Probably my retina's being burned. But I read this story about this woman who she back in like the 80s there was an eclipse, and she was like, it's safe to look at it through X-ray film. So she got some X-ray film and she held it up and looked at it, and she's like, wow, it looks cool. And she looked at it. And then, like 30 years later, she just developed like a brown spot in her vision. And she went to a doctor. And the doctor was like, did you ever look at an eclipse? And she was like, yeah, through an X-ray film. And he was like, well, it burned your eyes, and it took 30 years for the damage to show. And she's like, well, fuck. So guys, if there's ever an eclipse, do not look at it through X-ray film. In fact, just don't look at the sun at all unless you have those special glasses. Well, you know what? I don't want to dictate anyone's life choices. If you want to look at the sun, be my guest. Go look at the sun. In fact, Ryan and I officially endorse looking at the sun. So I say pause this podcast, go outside, open your eyes real wide, look up, and take a gander at what is the magnificent ball of fire in the sky.
I mean, it just goes to prove that, like, if you can't maintain direct eye contact with the sun for like over 5 minutes, then you're a pussy.
You are a pussy. If
you're just a big pussy.
I can do that. Ryan can do that. Most people I know can do that.
My whole family can fucking do that. We do it every Christmas. We go outside and stare at the sun.
It's a Christmas tradition.
Fuck this mic. It's like slowly over time it starts going down. Then it'll be like there. I'm like, fuck. Then I move it back up.
And then it slowly starts drooping down.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine right now.
Doesn't look like it's moving at all.
It's slowly moving, I think. Now, I can't tell. Maybe my mind's playing tricks on me. What's up, guys? Today we're doing the staring at the sun for 30 minutes challenge. I wonder how long it would take, like, just staring at the sun to actually go blind. Like, do you think if I wanted to, by the end of today, I could be fully blind for the rest of my life just by staring at the sun? If I went outside right now and just...
Not fully blind, but your vision would fuck up.
Yeah, well,
it would be very fucked up.
Well, like, what I read about was apparently you can damage your eyes, and then it can only really come out, like, decades later with stress and aging. So,
really?
Like, yeah, so that's why it's scary, because I'm like, oh, well, I look at the sun, or I see something bright, and it hurts my eyes a little, but I'll be fine. And it's like, oh, wait, what if 20 years from now, all of a sudden, I just start losing my vision? And it's like, oh, it's because you damaged your eyes 20 years ago, and now it's coming out with age.
You know what's great in a movie theater?
What?
When it like cuts to black, and then the next scene is in bright fucking daytime.
Yeah, it's just like, oh! Just a big flash of light.
There was a scene like that in Spider-Man Homecoming. It was actually a very jarring scene. Basically, Tony Stark was in some other part of the world or whatever. Robert Downey Jr.'s character. And Spider-Man was in the United States, in New York. So it was nighttime in New York. But they were having a back and forth between, like, I guess, India and New York. So it was like bright desert daytime with a bunch of whites and shit. And then it just cuts back to just dark. So
it just kept cutting
and your
back
eyes,
and forth?
you know, your eyes adjust. So it's not like, okay, I adjusted to the brightness. Now I'm fine. Now when it cuts back to the black, and then it's going to cut back to the white, I'll be fine. No, it cuts back to the black. Your eyes then change, change to that.
It's making your pupils go whoop.
I thought that was a very jarring scene.
Well, maybe, Ryan, you should phone those Hollywood fat cats and give them a piece of your mind.
Say, hey, you did Spider-Man, okay, maybe, but could you not have a scene with Tony Yayo Stark in India or whatever, wherever he was?
Tony Yayo in India, that sounds very familiar.
Ryan, he was in Belize! He was in Mexico! He was in Afghanistan!
Well, which one was it?
Affleck!
Whatever. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried, he lost his whole career. All because of those tsunami jokes. He was the Affleck duck, and then he made those jokes the day of the Japanese tsunami and was like,
Can you believe that they fired me on Affleck?
I mean, that job isn't that hard, though. Like, how hard is it to find someone that can say Affleck like he can?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Affleck!
You do it.
Affleck!
Ryan, if they ask you they're like, hey, Ryan, we see you got this thing going with Super Mega, but we want you to fully quit. Move out to Boise, Idaho. Is it Boise or Boise?
I don't know.
I think it's Boise. Move out to Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
It's not Boise, Idaho. I live in Boise. It's if Affleck asked you to quit Super Mega and come just be the voice of the Affleck duck, would you do it?
Would I be invited to the Comedy Central roasts?
And we have the voice of the Affleck duck here, Ryan McGee.
Hello.
Spotlight on you and everyone's cheering.
No.
The roast of Super Mega.
In honesty, no. But for the joke, yes.
Imagine, I mean, that'd be a shitty job. Like, but what if they were like, all right, we'll give you...
They'd pay you to go into a studio and say a catchphrase. That's why Tim Allen makes a shit ton of money, because of Toy Story. They always need him for Toy Story.
Always, man. And they always need him to prove that evolution is a lie.
I love that tweet. People were actually tweeting at me thinking that was a legitimate question I was asking.
Yeah, let's give some background. Tim Allen recently tweeted, if humans evolved from apes, why are there still apes? So then Ryan tweeted the same thing, and people thought Ryan was legitimately asking if humans evolved from apes, why are there still apes? I saw it.
I thought it was such a simple question. That's why, like, when he posted it, I'm like, this is a joke. Like, it's just such a simple, like...
No, dude. The tool man doesn't joke around.
But he didn't put a question mark like I did. His was more of a statement.
His was more of a smug, like, if humans evolved from apes, why are there still apes? And yours was more of a, like, guys, I'm genuinely curious. You know, if humans evolved from apes, why are there still apes?
Come on, throw me a bone.
I'm open to accepting the answer of this question. I just want to know. Fix your hat, Ryan. I look over and it's like ridiculous.
I'm sorry. It's comfortable.
I've never seen. I didn't even know a hat could do that.
What do you mean?
The shape. I'll take a picture, dude.
Are you gonna put this one in the podcast?
Yeah, I'll put this one in the podcast. I had no idea that a hat could even be worn like this. Hold on, let me. Okay. All right, Ryan.
Can I see what it
You were
looks
blinking in the picture. You're blinking in the picture.
Okay.
All right, it's on the screen right now for all you folks to take a gander at.
People should wear their hats like that.
That's badass, dude.
Like-
If I'd have respect for people that wear their hats like that.
Whatever, dude.
I think it looks good. And
I feel like
think-
my hair's slowed down in the growth department. Like it grew fast and now it's just kind of going slow.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get a haircut soon. If you want to come with me and get a fade on the sides,
Sure, dude.
and then you can get some gel or some mousse and start doing this steel.
Oh, like John Hamm in Baby Driver?
Yeah, dude.
Or my Fallout 4 character?
Oh, he was.
I tried to make him look just like John Hamm from Baby Driver.
He's an attractive man in Baby Driver. I saw someone in Fallout recently I saw this on Reddit. Made a Nicolas Cage like to a T in Fallout.
Did it
4.
look like just like
It looked
him?
exactly like Nicolas Cage. Every time I go to Little Tokyo, I always wonder if I'm gonna run into Little Cage. If I'm gonna run into Nick Cage because apparently he's a huge fan of Little Tokyo and he always goes. And there's a bunch of pictures online of him standing in these like stores I've been to in Little Tokyo, just standing among all these aisles of plushies with like a clueless look on his face. But
Well, he kind of
apparently
looks
loves
like
it.
he's a regular. Like he'll just go there.
He looks like that type of guy that's like secretly really into anime culture and shit. Like I bet Nick Cage watches anime.
Is Nick Cage hurting for cash, you think?
Didn't
he file for bankruptcy? I took a Hollywood tour back in like 2012 and they're like, he had to sell his home. He had to sell this. He filed for bankruptcy.
What I'm
That's why he's
wondering-
only in bad movies now.
Like with celebrities like that, you know, because there was a point when he had mass amounts of wealth.
Mhm.
How do you reach bankruptcy from that point? Is it just mismanaging your money? Like you don't manage your money correctly?
Probably, yeah.
Because I feel like if you have that much money, it wouldn't be that hard to just put it in a savings and be like, okay, I'm going to keep this much and not touch it.
Or I think a big thing is you have all this money. You don't spend it all, but you're like, I'm going to live this lavish lifestyle. So you buy this house, you buy a bunch of stuff, and then as time goes on and you're not as popular, the money just kind of drains. You're not living any differently. It's just that you're living kind of, better than the average.
So it's more expensive.
Yeah, so it's more expensive. So over time when they start losing that kind of pot, it eventually just all goes away.
Because that's what happened to...
happens a lot to sports
oh,
players.
definitely. Because like a sports career is only so long and you get all this money, but then if you start blowing it on really nice cars and like a house where it's incredibly expensive, after your sports career is over, if you're not saving it or anything, it's all gonna... That's gotta suck. If you have like a career and you make a shit ton of money and then a decade later you're completely broke, it's like, wow, and I can't get that money back.
There are a lot of people like that, though, that are just kind of like one-hit wonders that have probably like then they just kind of spoiled their money.
If I made a lot of money, I would save as much as I could so it lasts. Guys, kids, teenagers, save your money.
Get a Roth IRA.
Yeah, get a Roth IRA. Go ahead and start. I'm serious. I'm not joking. Start at like the age of 16. Start saving for retirement. I'm not kidding. Because then by the time you retire, you can have so much money, it's not even funny. Didn't mean to rhyme, but that's true. Go start saving, kids. That's the best advice I can give you. If I had started saving my money when I was a wee little 15 or 16-year-old, I could have some nice shirts and some nice pants. I could look a lot nicer and have a nice haircut, eat caviar every night, but I didn't. I was stupid. I spent it on video games. I spent it on fast food. So the moral of the story is to save money or else you'll end up like Matt Watson. Ryan?
I was completely I was like, wow, you're giving a speech.
I am giving.
You were giving a big old fat speech.
Were you not paying attention to what I was saying?
Yo, my name is Nicholas, and this is ridiculous. Got mad gummy money, and it is deliciousness.
Did you come up with that?
No, it's from Nicholas McGallis or some shit.
Nicolas Cage?
He was a big on Vine at one point. He made like little music videos.
Like I don't confuse the two people, but sometimes I call Nick Cave.
Cave?
Nick. Yeah,
Nick
I did
Cave?
it right then. I called Nick Cage Nick Cave.
Nick Cave?
Yeah.
Go to the Nick Cave.
No. Nick Cave is a musician. Nick
Imagine
Cave
if Nicolas Cage had his own Nicolas Cave.
where he shared it with Nicolas Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Who is Nicolas Cave?
He's a musical artist. Him and his Bad Seeds.
Is he good?
Yeah, I like him.
Is he better than Bon Jovi?
I think Bon Jovi. I don't think much can beat Bon Jovi, if I'm being honest. I think Bon Jovi's kind of in a league of his own against other musicians.
He's in a league of his own. What a good movie.
When are we getting?
I've never seen it.
When are we gonna get a movie about Bon Jovi?
Soon. They can't make a movie about Prince. Was it Prince? No, was it Prince?
Prince died.
No, I know Prince died, but there's a... Who's the... No, Freddie Mercury. That's the thing they're making a movie of. Where the original actor of it was supposed to be Sacha Baron Cohen, but then the band was like, why is this movie all about him? I want it to be about us. And the band wanted to be included in the movie. And then Sacha Baron Cohen was like, okay, so you don't want me to be honest and you want the movie to be about yourselves and not him. Because they wanted it to be about the band, not just him.
Yeah.
So then Sacha Baron Cohen dropped out. And now that dude from... what is it called? Mr. Robot, and he was also in Until Dawn.
Yeah. Josh something, I think.
Yeah, he's now gonna play Freddie Mercury.
Okay, I could see that. Sacha Baron Cohen, actually, I never would have thought of that, but
he would have looked good as Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he would have looked good. He kind of has the same look as Freddie Mercury.
And I like it whenever he does something serious, because it's very rare when you see him do something not goofy.
Like the Brothers Grimsby. God, that was such a miserable movie to sit through, dude.
You didn't like the giant elephant penis coming inside of the other elephant's vagina?
I mean, that scene was pretty good, I do have to say. I love sitting in a movie theater full of people watching two grown men inside of a slimy elephant vagina with an elephant penis coming in, and he had to jerk it off to make it finish faster. That was a great scene, I do have to say.
But you and I both did laugh when he stuck his finger through a little hole in this kind of cardboard cutout of a little African boy, so it looked like the boy's penis.
I did think that was funny.
No,
it made me laugh a few times. Didn't the movie end with Donald Trump getting AIDS?
Yeah, because Daniel Radcliffe gets shot and then it lands in the movie Daniel Radcliffe has AIDS.
Right.
But then Daniel Radcliffe gets shot and the blood spatters into Donald Trump's mouth.
And the movie ends with Donald Trump opening his mouth in slow motion and the blood. It wasn't actually Donald Trump. I don't think they could get him.
No, it was a picture of him or something.
It looked really good though, but the blood was going in Donald Trump's mouth.
Yep.
And this was before he was president, so it's not treason. It's not.
I love how they get someone like Daniel Radcliffe.
He really was in the movie though, right?
No.
Oh, he was.
That was no. Wait, let me pull up the actor. It didn't look anything like Daniel Radcliffe. Hold on.
Did Daniel Radcliffe? He probably read the script of that movie and was like, I don't want any part of this.
Am I in the elephant scene? No. Then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't want any part of it if I'm not in the elephant scene.
Let me see. What is it called? Brothers.
You know what they should have done? They should have had Daniel Radcliffe in the elephant's vagina, and he was already in there when they got inside.
Yes.
So they're like, hey, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Hold on. Brothers Grimm.
Hey, while you're looking that up, Ryan, I'm gonna give a quick review of this Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee I'm drinking. I got Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee this morning. Add a little cream and sugar. It's good. Dunkin' Donuts does not have the best iced coffee I've ever had, but if you're looking for a quick fix, it gets the job done. So that's my review of Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Ryan, back to you.
Still looking for that shit.
Oh, still okay. I'll give another review. Dunkin' Donuts also had some samples this morning. You know what they had at Dunkin' Donuts? They already have samples out for pumpkin coffee. And they had a sign that's like, we couldn't wait until September. I'm like, bitch, it's August 22nd.
Did you call them a bitch?
I did. I said, where's your manager? And they came out and I said, bitch, it's August 22nd. Why are you already selling fall themed drinks? It's not even fall yet. They're busting shit out so early this year. Except I do love pumpkin flavored stuff, so I can't complain. But it feels wrong drinking it this time of year. It's not the time yet. In a future podcast, I will sit here drinking a Dunkin' Donuts iced pumpkin coffee. But until then, it's just not time. It doesn't feel right.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Doesn't even you're gonna look at it, you're gonna be like, why?
Because in the movie I thought it looked real. Let me see.
You can barely see it, but you can tell it's definitely not Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, let me see. Oh, what happened?
Press play.
The video is called Donald Trump Got AIDS! ! Okay. There goes the bullet. Oh, that was Daniel Radcliffe. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, doesn't look anything like him. They just got a guy and called him Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, I lied. That is really bad. That is just a solid picture of Trump.
Yeah.
There's no perspective change or. Oh yeah, that doesn't even look like Daniel Radcliffe.
They
I'm
just
such a
got a
dummy.
guy and said it was Daniel Radcliffe.
That blood effect also looks like shit. But there's Donald Trump getting AIDS.
Hold on.
Donald Trump has AIDS.
There you go.
Ryan, you know that the Secret Service might come knocking on our door for putting that in our podcast.
Well, each and every one of the Secret Service members can come and give me fucking blowjobs.
I don't.
And the NSA can come and fuck my dog as I watch.
I just want to say that, going on the record, I don't. I'm not related to anything he's saying right now. I don't approve.
And then Matt will
No, no.
Probably have to actually cut this out.
To the NSA.
Who knows?
I'm a big fan, so I would never.
Especially when he's
never do anything like Ryan. Ryan, I would never do anything like that.
My
Ryan. Your laugh is so good.
You're making fun of me, though.
I'm not making fun of your
There's
laugh.
a slight bit of you that's
No, I'm
making
not.
fun of me.
I'm not.
There is.
No, I'm not. It's
Yes,
funny.
it is.
Your laugh is hilarious.
It is a funny laugh, but not in a really funny way.
Well, I'm not. Yes, it is. I'm not making fun of you to ever put you down. Why would I put you down for your laugh? It's glorious.
Because you're jealous. You wish you could have this golden throat.
I do. I wish I had your laugh. I'm not gonna lie. Your laugh brightens a room.
It's a curse.
Your laugh is not a curse.
Do you think I could, just get laid through my laugh?
Absolutely.
Like if I ordered a hooker, and then I'm like, sorry, I don't have my money, and then I was like, but I have this, and then I went, then she'd be like, oh my god, no need, and then she'd leave.
No, she wouldn't leave.
Her pimp would come up and be like, yo, what the fuck? And I'll be like, oh. and then he'd be like, damn, okay, we straight. And then he'd leave.
Oh my god, someone needs to animate that. Oh, Ryan, I'm serious. When you laugh, it's like a beam of light.
It's like a beam of light.
It's like being in a dark, damp cave, and your laugh is like a dry, warm light that comes in. I'm not kidding. God, dude, I'd love to be in a huge stadium watching like Kevin Hart, a really funny comedian,
and hearing my laugh in the distance.
No. You are every person in this.
Oh my god!
You laugh really hard at everything he says, so it's just like.
Can we get an audio genius to think of a way have a Kevin Hart concert, but replace all of the laughing with a bunch of me in the audience?
Guys, please.
And it's different laughter of me too, so it's not like the same one echoed.
Go back and cut out a bunch of laughs from episodes of podcasts, and then please, guys, we're begging you. I just want to hear what Ryan's laugh would sound like.
It has to be good.
Dozens of them.
The audio work on that video would have to be good. Can't be shitty.
If it's good enough, maybe we'll give it a retweet. Otherwise, it's probably not worthy enough.
And it's a bunch of poo poo.
Yeah, if our golden fingers retweeting that shit.
Speaking of poo poo,
where's this one going? What's the poo poo?
What do you think of Kevin James?
Kevin James, he could be taking a shit as we record this right now. He could be defecating. How many times a day do you think Kevin James defecates?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Wow.
2 to 3 times a day.
3.
How often do you poop?
Once a day, sometimes twice a day.
I used to poop a lot more. I used to poop 2 to 3 times a day, and now I only poop 1 time a day. Really?
You ever just go 2 weeks without doing it?
No.
Yeah.
Without pooping?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well,
how do you go 2 weeks without pooping?
I do that.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't go 2 whole weeks without taking a single solitary shit.
I do.
No, you don't.
There's times where I don't ship
for 14 days.
2, 3 weeks.
Everything that you've had and eaten.
Sometimes 3 weeks.
Is not being pooped out.
Sometimes 3 weeks.
No, shut up. Okay.
I'm serious.
3 weeks, my ass.
Guys, if you
I'm gonna look it up. I haven't. I'm gonna look it up.
That's impossible. You would die. You'd get poisoned.
There.
You made me confess.
Haha, gotcha.
You proud of yourself?
No. Because now everyone in the audience knows, and they're not maybe I'll try not to poop for 3 weeks to be just like Matt.
I want to be just like my idol, American Let's Player Matt Watson. I'm not gonna poop for 3 weeks.
I'm not gonna poop for a month. Oh yeah, well I'm not gonna poop for a year.
Guys, even if you could somehow pull that off, don't, because that would cause you to die.
If you held in your shit, what would happen? Is it?
No, it poisons you.
When you fall asleep, won't your body force you to just poop?
If you have to poop that bad, yeah.
You just poop in your sleep.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Have you ever wanted to like be on this high ledge? Like we're talking about like Empire State Building high, and there to be a bowl, and then
let me stop you right there. The answer is 110% yes.
Wouldn't that be an amazing
Every human
feeling?
has thought of that, yes.
Like just so high up, and there's like a toilet or something special, and you can just watch it go down like through some clouds and shit.
Through clouds?
There's a guy that you can pay to skydive with your poop and videotape it, so you can
Like
follow
beautiful 4K.
So you can follow its journey.
There's some poor like person passing by on the street. Because there's that myth. It's like, if you drop a penny off the Empire State Building, would it cut someone in half? The question I want to know is if you drop a shit off the Empire State Building.
No, if you take a shit.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen? If it hits somebody, would it have the power to kill somebody? Because a penny is just a little tiny thing. A shit has weight to it. So if you drop that off the Empire State Building, that hits someone, that's going terminal velocity. What's gonna happen?
Then I got a question. Is it possible to throw or project poop so fast at a flat surface that it disappears completely? Like it just like kind of, you don't see the aftermath.
Because it hits it so hard, the particles go away, like blast away so quickly.
Yeah, like of course, like you can't destroy it completely because you can't.
But you hit it so hard that there's so much energy.
Like it turns into like a mist, or it turns into like even less than a mist, just like particles just.
I was thinking that because there's so much energy in that throw, when it collides with the object, there's still so much energy that it blasts the particles in all directions so far that it just looks like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So I think that's possible, but what you would need is you would need a surface for it to hit that's so durable against that. Because you'd probably have to shoot that thing at like Mach 3.
How about a diamond wall?
Diamond wall, yeah. A big sparkly diamond wall. You'd probably have to shoot a shit several Machs. And then you might be good. I don't know. Like, I feel like the government's wasting a lot of money on stupid shit when they could be putting it towards research like this.
Yeah.
And they keep defunding NASA, which is really upsetting because if NASA had more funding, they could do shit like this.
Well, okay. Is it just because something in the atmosphere is going so fast that it burns up, or is it how fast or is it a combination? Like, is it how fast it's going?
No, I think it's because the atmosphere is like a big layer of fire.
Okay.
So it's really hot. It burns shit up. Because they've had planes go. I don't think it has to do with speed. Because if you think about the International Space Station goes like 5 miles per second.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And when things come back into orbit, that's scary. Like being on a spaceship coming back into orbit because it's like, all right, time to go through a wall of fire.
Remember that video I showed you of that guy's like, he like crafted it himself. It's like this chair that he sits in with a giant fan, and he goes like above the clouds and shit.
Yeah, there's this YouTube channel Ryan showed me where this guy built a little chair with a fan on the back and like a parachute, and he flies it around. And his whole channel is him flying his little
like a paragliding kind of
fan chair.
Yeah.
And he takes it above the clouds, and he films it. He's like, "Whoa, check it out, guys!"
Thousands of feet high in the air,
like the height of like commercial airliners, and it's terrifying.
I'm not sure that high.
It's pretty fucking high.
He went probably like a propeller plane high.
Yeah, as high as an airplane.
Yeah,
definitely too high for comfort. And it's like, this guy built this. What if the fan just breaks, or what if his chair breaks, or what if he gets hit with a big bout of turbulence, or what if like
if a bird flies into him? Dude,
he's done.
Yeah.
If a bird goes into his little fan thing, what does he do? He's got to have a parachute on him. But still, getting out of that thing has got to be
I think the paraglider is the parachute. Like, he uses the gust and the wind to fly, of course. It's not like it's not like an engine or anything.
Yeah, it's still terrifying. I don't know this guy's channel, but
is it one of those fans that you see on the back of those like
speedboats,
swamp boats?
Yeah,
that you see in the boonies.
It's just one of those.
Okay,
and it's so scary. I don't know what his channel's called, but you can go check it out. Look up Fan Man Chair.
He's gotten a bunch of like fines and shit, I think.
Yeah, because like the FAA, is that what it is? The Federal Aviation.
Yeah, he's just flying up there.
He's not like
it's a dude in a chair. He's not like buckled in.
He's just sitting in like a lawn chair.
I know.
Like 6,000 feet off the ground.
Okay, not 6,000 feet off the. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
No, it was like 3,000 feet.
Think about this.
It wasn't a mile up.
when you're in a commercial airplane, like a Delta flight, that's usually about 35,000 feet off the ground. He looked kind of close to that. Like, at least, it looked like half that.
So we're up like, we're up like 5 miles in the air?
Yeah, planes. Planes fly like 35, 40,000 feet.
Jeez.
I know, right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, put that. Next time you're on a plane, think about that one.
Like, because I just think about in a straight line, because I did this a lot in South Carolina with the highways. I just wanted to see how far a mile was. And it would always be just like, wow, this is farther than I thought. But then to think of that straight up, that's ridiculous.
Right? That's how I think about it, too. And now imagine, like, oh, yeah, I'm like 6 miles up.
Yeah.
That's so scary. Like, but this guy got in trouble a bunch because he's flying this little, like, unregistered homemade aircraft through the air. And it's like, okay, what if a plane is coming by and you're not on their radars and they collide with you?
Sorry, sir. I think I hit a kid in a lawn chair.
Call the tower, like, Mayday, Mayday! I hit a kid in a lawn chair!
What?
A kid in the lawn chair in the sky!
It's like this whole fucking, what's that movie called? It's like a whole flight type of thing. Where he has to go to court.
Yeah.
Because the pilot was drinking. It's like, was it his fault?
I watched the first half of that movie. It was all right.
I liked it. I liked it better than Sully.
You know what movie I liked?
Captain Phillips.
I love that movie. One of my favorite movies, I do have to say. I'm not joking. I really, I didn't actually like this movie, but it just reminded me of, remember was it Billy Bob Thornton, the astronaut farmer?
I never saw that.
I didn't see
the
it either. It looks
astronaut
like
farmer.
They're like, based on a true story. It's like, what fucking farmer built a rocket ship and flew it to space?
The last thing Billy Bob Thornton was in was Bad Santa 2 for Netflix or something. And it wasn't even for Netflix. It was just for like, was it? I don't know.
No, it was in theaters.
Yeah.
The only good thing I've ever seen Billy Bob Thornton in was
Bad News Bears?
No. The only good role I've ever seen him in was Sling Blade. Have you seen it?
No.
It's where he plays a mentally challenged guy, and he does a really good job at it. We should watch it. It's a wonderful movie.
Who do you think has done the best out of any actor for playing a role like that?
Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump.
I might have said believable. I said my favorite definitely is Tom Hanks, but I think in case of believable and stuff, it's got to be Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. Like, my stepmom said that when she first saw that movie, she didn't know who Leonardo DiCaprio was, and she thought that they actually hired a real mentally challenged person to play the role.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
A real life. The way I worded it sounds like they get him from a cage or something. Hey, we need to
Come on out, boy.
We need to order one of them mentally challenged kids.
We got a role for you. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio is mentally challenged. Have you seen the way he goes on about global warming being real?
Climate change? Come on. Of course it's warming. That's what the Earth does, you nincompoop.
It's natural, you dummies.
You dumb, bogus
You
piece of
dranguses.
liberal shit stain.
Yeah, but
God, I hope this gets out there and he thinks that we're serious. And
he's like, I'd like to fight the boys from Superman.
He sets up a boxing match.
A boxing match?
A boxing match like Uwe Boll.
Did Uwe Boll really set up a boxing match?
Was it Uwe or Uwe? Or I don't know how you pronounce it.
It's Uwe, yeah. Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
Didn't he really set up a boxing match between his critics?
Yeah, because he gets mad when people don't like his films because he thinks that he's creating art.
And if someone criticizes his movie, which I can't think of a single movie that's been created that hasn't been criticized by one person or another. That's what movies do. Like, movies get criticized.
Like that one review that knocked like the Toy Story down to a 99%. Like, there's some movies that are at like that would have been 100% if it wasn't for like a reviewer going,
it's okay.
Not even that.
It's all
like,
right.
It wasn't good. How can you say that? Like, compare Toy Story to the Emoji Movie. No competition.
Toy Story is a masterpiece movie, especially because when did that come out? 1990, or like late 90s.
I think I like Toy Story 2 more than Toy Story 1.
You know what? I think I might be on the same page with you. It's one of those movies where it's like, I think that's a good thing for me. If the sequel is so good, I can't decide if it's better than the original.
Yeah.
Then I think that says that they did a really good job creating a good sequel.
The original's good, but when I was younger and I watched it, it just felt creepy to me.
Dude, I was about to say
because
creepy.
there was a lot of aspects. Of course, like the toys Sid fucked with, and
That
then
was creepy.
And then for me, like
The dog.
the dog
was creepy.
and the aliens in the claw machine. They freaked me out when I was little.
Yeah, that movie had a lot
I was
of
like,
creepy shit in it.
Because in my head, like, it was hard. I'm not gonna say I didn't they weren't toys or whatever, but to me, I'm like, oh, that's a person. That's a person. These are all people, and these are all things that are stuck there for eternity, just clawing, like hoping to be chosen, and they're gonna like suffocate within themselves because it's just such a crowded, claustrophobic environment.
I like
and then the second movie had a lot of like, Toy Story just has a lot of serious tones. Remember when Pixar actually, made decent shit?
Yeah, I remember. I liked Toy Story 3 when it came out.
It was good.
I liked Toy Story. It actually made me tear up. I'm not gonna lie. I teared up at the end of Toy Story 3.
I like Toy Story 3, and I think it's like one of the few movies where wearing 3D goggles is like so great, because usually watching live action in 3D, it just makes everything look stupid and fake and dumb. But if you wear those things during an animated movie, it makes it look more beautiful and things pop more, and there's that depth of field shit.
Yeah,
it looks really pretty. It looks really nice. And I thought the opening scene looked gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
Toy Story 3, the imagination, which kind of followed the same opening as Toy Story 2. Yeah. I love the opening for Toy Story 2. I love the whole Zurg shit.
It's just a good franchise in general. They're making Toy Story 4. I don't know how good that one's going to be.
Romantic comedy. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I trust.
Gotta go find Bo Peep.
They haven't let me down with Toy Story yet, so we'll see how Toy Story 4 is whenever that comes out. I think it's 2019 or something.
Incredibles 2. I hope they do this right, because it's like, oh, they're making Incredibles 2. Why are they making sequels? I mean, they've made 3 Toy Stories, and all of the Toy Story movies are good in my opinion. They're decent. Like, of course, my 2 favorite being 1 and 2. I'm not saying 3 is bad, but if there is a lesser one, it's 3 for me.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you look, they made Cars 2. Perfect, right?
Perfect movie.
So, are they going to make a Brave 2? I hope so.
Oh,
Good Dinosaur 2? Let's have it.
I'd see Good Dinosaur 2. I really liked Good Dinosaur.
I like the look of Good Dinosaur. I like the simplicity of the story, but I think there was still a good bit wrong with the film.
What about Coco? Are you excited to see that one?
I'm interested. I'm just not I don't like the designs of the characters in Coco that much.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
But I'll go see it because Pixar has earned kind of like they haven't ruined their reputation for me yet. They're really close to just kind of being a DreamWorks where it's like, oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks bad. Usually for Pixar, it was always, I'm going to go see this on day one. And now it's just kind of like, oh, I'll just see if it's good or not.
Yeah. And also, like, I like that Pixar is doing something, like, this one's not a sequel. It's kind of like something new that they're trying out, like a new concept. So it's like okay, cool.
What was that other movie about the Day of the Dead with Channing Tatum?
I don't remember.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Book of Life?
Book of Life, yeah. I really liked, but back to Toy Story 1. I think, like, one of the things that creeped me out, like, Sid obviously was so creepy.
Yeah, and the baby spider doll.
Oh, dude, that was the worst part. But the dog creeped me out because I think the dog had, like, his eyes were too human and he had eyelashes.
I think the dog was like a, you're talking about the dog or the doll?
The dog.
Okay, the dog has...
Sid's dog.
It definitely, I think it had, like, thick black eyelashes.
And it creeped me out. And the eyes were too human.
It was a bull terrier, wasn't it?
Something like that. Its snout was, like, long and creepy and...
But it's like a type of, pit bull.
It's one of those ugly dogs.
It's a pit bull terrier, I think.
Yeah, I've seen them before in real life, and they always... I think just because of seeing Toy Story as a young age, I'm kind of scared of those dogs when I see them in real life.
I rarely see them.
I don't see them that often. When I do, I get this eerie feeling, and it's probably because of Toy Story.
Yeah.
It kind of creeps me out. They're weird-looking dogs, and I'm sure they're very sweet. I mean, all dogs are probably inherently sweet if given the right attention as a puppy, but kind of freaks me out. I do have to say that breed of dog. Yeah,
and also for Toy Story 1, what I think made it kind of eerie as a kid, at least at first, was the models weren't, it wasn't all there. Like, for the time, it was great, of course, but it has aged considerably.
Yeah, because of what they can come out with now in 2017.
Like Toy Story 1 versus Toy Story 3, it's so different, and Toy Story 3 is so vibrant and colorful, and Toy Story 1, I don't know, it didn't, of course there's a lot of colors in it, but it didn't feel as vibrant, and it did have that creepy subplot.
Holy shit. Toy Story came out before I was born. I didn't know that. It came out in 1995.
Fuck, God, don't... It's so weird when you say that because it's like, I wasn't even born. Like, I was born for like a year.
That's weird.
Imagine being Danny in like hearing us talk like this.
I know, because
He's like, I was a teenager when Toy Story came out.
and I was still in my mother's womb. Man, that's so weird. Toy Story is now 22 years old. That movie is 22 years old.
Congratulations, Toy Story.
Happy birthday, Toy Story. Whenever
And you know what's a weird thought? The first Toy Story came out in 95. Lion King came out in 94. Let's think. Let's even go back to Lion King. Lion King came out in 94, I think, right?
Yeah.
So then just think about that. Only 5 years after Lion King, SpongeBob was created.
It's so weird, like
Not that
these
long.
timelines.
Like 4 years after the first Toy Story, SpongeBob came in to the scene.
SpongeBob will always have a special place in my heart. I haven't seen
any of the new seasons. I only know like probably the first 3, I guess.
I know probably the first, I want to say 6 or
How many
5.
how many seasons? Well, I know all the seasons up until the movie. I don't know how many seasons that is.
I know a little bit after the movie just because I got cable later on, but I do have to say that I did watch a more recent episode of SpongeBob on one of those SpongeBob live streams on YouTube, and I do have to say it was pretty funny.
Do they still keep that odd humor without being obnoxious?
Kind of.
Does it kind of teeter on obnoxious though? Kind of like what?
A little bit.
Does it feel Cartoon Networky now? Not like
Yes.
old Cartoon Network,
Like,
but modern Cartoon Network.
It doesn't. I don't know. It feels more put together than early SpongeBob, and that's not a good thing. Like,
okay.
I liked the kind of like looseness and weirdness.
When they added like live action bits and just like
Yeah,
weird
like,
shit.
Early SpongeBob was a genius show.
It is. It still is.
It's honestly like in my mind,
it's
early
what's-
SpongeBob is one of the greatest animated shows of all time.
It helped Nickelodeon out so much.
And
But
SpongeBob's become one of the most recognizable characters in the world, probably. Like who doesn't know who SpongeBob is?
I think he's the most recognizable cartoon.
I think it's Mickey Mouse, probably most recognizable.
Okay, well, yeah.
SpongeBob's one of them, though. One of the most recognizable cartoons. I wonder, like, how recognizable. I wonder what percentage of the 7 billion people on Earth, if you show them The Simpsons, know who they are. It's got to be.
Simpsons are iconic too, just because they're yellow. If they weren't yellow, they wouldn't be as iconic, of course.
Like, yeah,
That's-
that's true.
you
That's
know.
true. I wonder why did they make them yellow?
Like Family Guy doesn't seem iconic.
It's not as iconic as The Simpsons, and I think
No.
it is because they're yellow. Oh man, now I want to see what The Simpsons look like tan, like just skin color.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's got to look really weird. Imagine The Simpsons just like a nice peachy cream skin tone.
Not yellow Simpsons.
Not yellow Simpsons. Not yellow Simpsons.
Boo 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 boo.
Not yellow Simpsons.
I kind of like this war.
Did you find one? Does it look weird?
No.
Ryan has pulled up a nice African American version of The Simpsons.
It's not bad. It's like really well done.
No, it looks pretty good.
Let me see. There's a white one. There's a white
Something
version.
up with Lisa's hair, but so I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but the reason Marge's hair is so long is because originally she was gonna take the hair off in the final episode and reveal that she was one of the, like, she had rabbit ears and her hair was hiding them.
Really?
Whoa, The Simpsons as white people looks really weird. That's bizarre.
I love the design of The Simpsons.
Oh, it's genius. It was so influential on
Which is
me as a kid.
Weird because Futurama has the same style as The Simpsons,
But they're white.
Yeah, so it's not as iconic. Also, Futurama's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Of course it has its down periods, but I think Futurama's better than I like it more than Family Guy.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Family Guy, we've talked about this. It's not horrible.
No, it's not horrible, but it's just like, I don't know. It's hit or miss.
I could go without watching a Family Guy episode for the rest of my life.
Okay, yeah. But also, I wouldn't mind watching some Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's like
if someone had it on in the background, I wouldn't care.
If there's nothing else to watch and Family Guy's an option, I'll say, okay, I'll watch it. Like, newer Family Guy, though, is not that funny. Old Family Guy's pretty funny.
Yeah, because it seems like
they're running on empty a little bit.
Well, The Simpsons is running on empty too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, shows just... That's why I have so much respect for Vince Gilligan, because he could have kept Breaking Bad going
10, 11
off of its
seasons,
popularity,
yeah.
because it became popular once it went on Netflix. I mean, it was popular beforehand, but the huge wave of popularity really came after it was able to stream on Netflix.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm just glad that they chose to end that story.
Yeah, because they could have carried that on like 8, 9, 10 seasons, and it still would have been really good, I think.
Yeah.
But they were like, you know what, we want to make it a concise storyline, so we're gonna choose to end it before it runs its course.
And I like shows that have their whole kind of like, I mean, they didn't know how it was gonna, I guess, end, but they knew where they wanted to go. Yeah. And that's the problem with shows like The Walking Dead turned to horse shit. The Walking Dead, honestly, like it could have said, okay, it's based off of the novels, but we don't have to follow all the story points. Let's just make like 6 seasons flat of just this solid story, 6 episodes, 6 seasons. It would have been a good story, but now they're just taking it on too long. Something that bothered me of one of the producers or showrunners or something for The Walking Dead said, hey, if we can get 22 seasons, I'd love to go to 22 seasons. It's like, that's a horrible way of thinking, you marketing piece of poop.
It's like, how can you make a good show like that? And the reason I stopped watching watching The Walking Dead about halfway into season 3 or season 4. I don't remember which one.
I stopped I had to stop right at 4.
It just feels like so much filler and so much stretching out. It goes so slow, I feel.
Yeah.
And it got really goofy. Like, it started getting goofy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, now they have a fucking tiger and shit in there, which is stupid. See, like, the first season of The Walking Dead, 6 episodes. Each episode, something, like, a lot of shit happened. Like, it was its own movie. Yeah. But then it kind of went more into the show format, where it's like,
season 2
in this
slow.
Episode, Rick goes on a single walk in the park, and then Carl makes a bratwurst,
and then they shoot zombies. I don't know. What I liked about The Walking Dead in the beginning was that it felt like a post-apocalyptic survival show where it's a group of people, and it felt, because like the zombies were the only unrealistic part. It's like, okay, there's zombies, that's unrealistic, but the rest of it feels like a cool post-apocalypse survival show.
It was more about the survivors.
Yeah, I liked it when it was about people trying to survive in this like post-apocalypse America. And then when it started getting goofy and all that, it's like, I just want to see them traveling around the country trying to survive and running into this and that. And I don't know. I'm not a big fan anymore. Maybe I could give it another try, but
yeah, people like to say that the downhill of the show, for me, it definitely was like the major point of my interest declining was getting like trudging through season 3. Because it started off with a bang and then just kind of went slow.
Yeah.
Season 2 I didn't mind just because I don't know, something about it. It had a lot of horrible parts, but I was like, okay, maybe they can do something else, next season. They'll go to the prison, it'll be great. But I think the moment it started going downhill was the finale of the first season when they introduced like the doctor, and then it's like, it's this virus and we're at the CDC, and then they choose the self-destructive thing with the horrible explosion effects.
Yeah, I was like, why?
It's like that. It just kind of got really just stupid.
A little goofy.
Yeah, I liked it when it was just more grounded about these people surviving. And then they went into this like sci-fi territory.
Yeah. I mean, it always was sci-fi, but it just had less sci-fi aspects and more of like
goofy sci-fi.
Yeah. I feel that. I just want to show where it's like post-apocalypse America or like post-nuclear war, and it's people trying to survive after, modern civilization has come to a halt.
They've tried to make like a comedy.
The Last Man on Earth?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Which I got into like a few episodes, but I ended up just getting kind of bored of it.
Yeah. I'm excited about? It's like, okay, so if everything goes good, I'll be alive for the rest of my life, and there's going to be so many great movies and TV shows and books and albums that are going to come out in that time. Like, I'm sure my favorite song of all time hasn't even come out yet. Or my favorite movie of all time probably hasn't come out yet. So that's exciting to think about. Like, all of this great art you're going to eventually get to experience as life keeps going on.
I mean, think about it. There's at least one movie, a year where you go, holy fuck, that was amazing. I love that film.
And there's like dozens of those that are still going to come out in your lifetime that you'll see and be like, wow, that was amazing.
And that's why I like going to the movies so much. You and I had this conversation yesterday of how, like, I invited you to go see, like, Logan Lucky or The Hitman's Bodyguard or whatever. And, there's nothing wrong with your point of view, but it's like, I don't really feel like kind of go seeing a movie that I kind of already know I'm probably not even going to like type of thing.
Yeah.
I try to see stuff just so it's like, because I'm always afraid that like, what if I wrote this one off or something like that?
No, and I think that's really cool. Your mindset of just going to see everything, that's really cool, and I like that because you're kind of giving everything a chance, and you're really just building an arsenal of. I've seen like every movie.
Well, that means like I also go see bad shit to see how bad it is, and then I just also there's like stuff that looks good, kind of like Wind River looked interesting because it was from the writer of Sicario, and then it just ended up being very bland. Like, I think I'm disappointed more, which sucks because like I'll go see a movie and I have to go see more bad movies to get that good one.
Right.
But like you could hear from word of mouth of, oh, this movie was good, and then you rely on that, and you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna like this movie.
Yeah, the only reason I just don't go see every movie is just because, I guess, maybe because I'm a little impatient. I just don't feel like paying and then having to sit through like an hour and a half to 2 hours of something that I just am not interested in the first place. Yeah. But I like your mindset, and I think that's cool. But I do need to get Movie Pass so I can see more movies. I want to see more movies though.
Do it. I have mine. It hasn't come in the mail yet. It might come today. I think my copy of Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain is coming in today.
You know what else is coming in the mail soon? We got tickets to go see a music festival in October. Maybe some of you guys might be there. Going to Camp Flognaw.
We might see you because we definitely our main pull was we wanted to see Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
Because his new album is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it's so good. I've been listening to it nonstop.
I can't. You say it's your favorite of his.
I think it's my favorite album.
I'm like stuck because I know it's his best album yet. Like I know eventually it's going to be my favorite. But there's a lot of that whole nostalgic look back into like early college and late high school of like his other albums.
Oh yeah,
that are just kind of like with the I just had a brain fart. What were they called? What were they called? Odd Future?
Yeah, well, Odd Future was the collective group.
Like, I liked, when it was mainly, all of them. You saw a bunch of stuff of them together with, like, Earl Sweatshirt, which Earl Sweatshirt's going to be there, too, which I'm excited for.
And then Frank Ocean, he's not going to be there, but he's on those albums. Yeah. He's part of Odd Future. But, like, I think the reason I think the second favorite album, which a lot of people disagree, I like it specifically for the reason you like the other ones. It has like a nostalgia because I liked it during a certain period of my life. I like Cherry Bomb a lot because
for some reason I thought you were going to say Goblin.
No. I think Cherry Bomb's my second favorite, even though it's not the best.
I like it.
I like Cherry Bomb a lot, and
I don't hate any of his albums.
No, I don't either. I think Anthony Fantano said that Cherry Bomb had a lot of like he might have been talking about an earlier album, but I think he said Cherry Bomb had a lot of like awkward, clunky moments, which I could see here and there. But I think I really do think that Flower Boy, his new album, is really good. And if you guys are like listening to this and like, I don't give a shit, what are they talking about? Some artist, go check it out. It's probably all on YouTube. Go listen to
the album cover's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. He's a really good modern hip hopist.
Hip hopist, bro.
He's a hip hopist.
Just like that Rich Chigga.
Yeah, and I got tickets to go see Rich Chigga in November.
You did.
But I'm going to see Rich Chigga in November in LA, so if you're going to that and you have tickets, maybe I'll see you there.
If you get a picture with him,
I will get a picture with him. That's part of the ticket I got.
Yeah, you're gonna get when you get a picture with him, post it on Twitter, and then be like, "Hey, verify me."
I'll say, "Hey, man, thanks for personally inviting me to come see your show. Cool talk we had backstage."
I told you that. I told you like okay, we'll do it again for the podcast. Matt, what are the odds after you take that picture, you tweet at him? And you try to make it come across as though, like, you're his friend.
Yeah, like he personally invited me?
Yeah.
Okay, 20, because I don't...
Okay.
Okay. I'm a big fan
Ready?
of him.
Here we go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 13.
Fuck! No,
yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! Like, you have to crop it in just to, like...
No! It's gonna make me look like a fool! It's gonna make me look like a fucking idiot.
I was about to say 14, but then I went to 13.
So was I, but I said 13. Oh man, I came up with the best what are the odds to do on the podcast the other day, and I forgot it. It was gonna be something for you, and it was funny.
Oh, you forgot.
God, I gotta... Oh man, I have a couple other topics, though, we can talk about real quick before we wrap this bad boy up, because I wrote them down.
Baby, I love your way.
Ooh, baby, I love your ways every day. Oh, yeah. The other day, we were like getting out of our car and walking to the elevator to like go up to the floor we live on in our apartment complex. And I was like singing when I got out of the car, and there's this guy standing by the elevator, and he goes, "You a detective?"
Yeah.
You know this? And I was just like, and we didn't really say anything back. We're like, that's weird. We get in the elevator, and this guy is like drenched in sweat, and it's not that hot outside, but he's drenched in sweat. Like, there's something up with this guy.
He was like 100% just because I might. I think I know what I'm talking about, but he was definitely on like acid or shrooms.
Yeah, I was about to get
he
to
was
that.
100%.
Like Tucker, our buddy Tucker, was holding a can of Coke Zero, and the guy looks over, he's like, "Oh, man, I thought that was a fleshlight. Oh, I'm tripping balls." He was tripping hard on something, and then he walked out of the elevator, and that was a weird experience we had with a man tripping acid in the elevator. He was drenched in sweat, asked if we were detectives, and then mistook our friend's soda for a fleshlight.
Naeem has a new asshole friend.
We haven't done a Ming report or a report on those guys in several episodes.
She hasn't been anywhere. But
Yeah,
like
Ming's been gone.
seriously, this new guy that I see walking around
He's an asshole.
it's just a weird because everybody who listens to the podcast know, like, I'll have conversations with these people and I'll talk to them and like I'll bum them cigarettes and shit and blah blah blah. But Naeem, who's the one with the shopping cart, who used to be push-ups, there's this. He's hanging out with this, I guess, Mexican guy. I don't know this guy's name, but in his hair, it looked like someone who just put gel in there and then just didn't mix it around, and then it just hardened, and then it's just white. So it's all in his hair. And then I was holding a Diet Pepsi, and he's like, "Hey man, can I have some of your Diet Pepsi?" And me, because I'm awkward, I'm like, sure. And so he takes my Diet Pepsi and fountains the whole thing. So he drinks all of my drink.
All of it?
Yeah. Which was fun. Anyways, so after he does that, he just like gives it back to me, and he's like, "Hey, you got a cigarette?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I bum him one. I'm like, "Hey, do you have a light?" And then he looks at me funny, and then he takes out his own lighter and then lights it. He goes, "Man, I don't feel welcome here anymore." I was like, "What?" After
you gave him your entire Diet Pepsi and a cigarette?
Yeah, and then like he looked at me like this. He went, I don't like, yeah, he's like, "I don't like this right now. I don't feel very welcome." Like, and then I go, what's going on? What are you talking about? He goes, "I don't like this vibe." And then he just walked away.
That's so weird.
I know. I don't like this guy. He's an asshole.
That's weird. That's uncomfortable.
Like, I think Naeem's my favorite. Naeem's such a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Ming report, everybody. She's been gone. Like, she's been gone for weeks. Probably in jail again.
A month. She's been gone
about
for
a month. Yeah. So guys, it's all quiet on the Ming front.
On the Western front, dude.
There's nothing new on to report on a Ming. Here's the weirdest thing, man. When she's around, I'm really annoyed by her. Her screaming really bothers me.
But she makes it home.
But when she's gone, I start to miss her a little bit. I'm like, oh man, it's just like, it's not the same without Ming.
It feels kind of empty.
It does.
There's no one to get mad at 3 a.m.
It's like kind of peaceful, and it's like, oh man, I kind of liked the civil unrest that Ming would provoke and cause.
I miss you, Ming.
Miss you, Ming. Ming, come home, baby.
She hears this because some inmate is watching YouTube for some reason.
Watching Super Mega. Super Mega's huge among the correctional facilities of America.
Where, like, does she actually go to jail? They don't put her in jail. They'd take her to like some mental hospital.
I don't know, man.
Get her back on her feet, and then they send her back out. And then she does drugs again, and then she goes back, I think.
Bottom line, kids, don't do drugs. Also, stare into the sun. 2 things you've learned on this episode of the podcast. Don't do drugs. And if you don't stare at the sun for 5 minutes,
you're a big pussy.
You're a big pussy.
So, I mean, I think that about does it, Matt.
I think that about does it, too.
Thank you all for joining in on this 57th episode of the Super Mega Cast. Also, just the Super Mega.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Assless Chaps podcast.
I'm Assless Chaps.
And I'm also Assless Chaps. And we're the Assless Chaps.
This is a fucking phenomenal intro. Should we just get right into it? Are there announcements that we need to make? Like, I miss announcements.
Announcements? Like in school?
Because, like, I used to wake up every morning and just have updates. just about just what's going on and shit. I wish
where?
there was in school, and I wish I had just a speaker system in my room that would turn on automatically, and then like the 7 o'clock news would play like da 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 da. This happened. This happened. This happened.
You can do
Like,
that.
oh,
They have like alarms. That's why on like radio stations in the morning at like 6 o'clock on the hour, they'll do like a little news update. They'll be like, "Good morning." You know, in movie scenes when they wake someone up with an alarm.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Not Vietnam, but it'll be like, "Good morning, San Francisco. Today's high is gonna be blah 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 blah."
I want to start waking up to that. I feel like
Dude,
that would be nice.
We should both get clock radios for our rooms. That'll force us to both wake up at the same time, so we're on time for work, and we can listen to all the news we missed overnight.
Yes.
How does that sound, man?
Because then we get to wake up and just kind of like lie there. But if you fall asleep to the clock radio, you can set a backup that goes bwomp 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 bwomp.
God, man, that like the thing about waking up to alarm clocks is they work, but when you hear that sound, it's such a deathly sound.
Just aggravating.
It's not even aggravating for me. For me, it's anxiety inducing and like painful to hear. It's like, oh God, oh.
Mine used to give me anxiety until I changed the sound. I used to have a certain ringtone that just reminded me of like a certain time period and like people and stuff.
Yeah,
And I was like,
same.
ugh. Like that's why I guess every time like I go through a stage in life, you know how like
Yeah, and you
you
have
know.
songs for different stages
Yeah.
of life.
and so I'll like I have alarm I guess sound effects for different stages of my life. Like one time it was a song, one time it was like a certain tone, and now like sometimes I have to change it because I'm like I'm past that.
Dude.
I want something new.
That's so weird you say that. I do the exact same thing.
Really?
Like when I'm going to set an alarm on my phone to wake up, I'll be going through the sounds and I'll play one and I won't pick it specifically because I have that associated with a different time in my life.
Same
when
with
I use
text
that as
tones
my
and
alarm.
ringtones and
Exactly,
shit.
yeah. There's certain ones I just can't use because it's like that's from this closed chapter of my life, and I can't even explain it.
It's like when you smell your ex's perfume or something.
Yeah.
Like I did that like probably like 2 months ago. It randomly hit me. It was like my first girlfriend's perfume. I was like, whoa,
No, that-
holy shit! It's like I automatically knew right then where that smell was from. It wasn't like, oh, I can't place this smell.
It was actually from me. I've started wearing that scent, but that same thing has happened to me where I'll smell it and I'm like, oh my God, or I'll smell perfume and I'll be like, my mom used to wear that perfume when I was 6.
Because they say smell like is good for. Is there any
Memories?
way to? Can smart people do like test prep with smells?
Test prep with smells?
Yeah,
So they remember stuff?
yeah.
Like, oh, this smell reminds me that the War of 1812 was.
Yeah, exactly. Like they put on a certain perfume when studying a certain subject, so when they smell that perfume, they go, "Oh, I remember." Like they'll only smell while they're studying it. They'll only smell that smell while studying it, and then when they're taking the test, it'll bring them back to the times they were studying.
Okay, I don't know, man. That's actually, you might be onto something there. That might not be real science, but
It
I don't know.
probably
Science is
isn't.
weird. They could work. Who knows?
But I know what's not real science.
What's not real science?
The way Uber works, like that segue.
That was a good segue.
But the most surreal moment in an Uber, like yesterday. So I call an Uber from work because I was like, Matt can have the Fiat. To
Thanks,
drive
dude.
Home. Blah blah blah.
You're a real bro.
Thanks, but I order the Uber, and this guy pulls up, and so I get in the back seat, and I see there's like a children's drawing in the back seat. And I'm like, okay, I'll move this. So I pick it up and I move it over, and he turns back because he hears like me rummaging with something. He's like, I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm moving this, so I don't step on it and ruin it. He goes, oh, my son wanted me to give this to his friend. Shit. Then he like picked it up and looked at it and just stared at it for a long time and just was like, then he like set it, like threw it to the side. He's like, Then he did that thing where like, I don't know how to explain this movement. He puts his hand over his brow.
Over his furrowed brow.
Yeah. And he's like, then he starts hitting his steering wheel. He's like, just, I'm like, what the fuck? And he turns back and he's like, I'm sorry. It just going through some stuff with my wife right now. I'm like, what? She's like, well, this separation. Like he made sure to say this separation as in like there's been more.
There've been
in the
multiple
past.
separations
Yeah.
in the past.
And so then afterwards he was like kind of redheaded and then he just was silent and then he changed subjects and that was the end of that. I wasn't gonna press him about it.
You should have said, what was with that freak out you just had there over your son's drawing?
He was hitting his steering wheel, just.
Dang it!
Sorry, my wife and I are separated. I'm thinking about my kid because this is his friend's drawing, and I just had the kid in the car, and I'm like, okay.
What a weird trigger for a freak out. His son's friend left a drawing in his car, and in front of a stranger that he's driving Uber for, just has this.
When he parked to drop me off, he wasn't like bye. He just parked and then turned around, started talking to me, and he wouldn't let me leave.
That's happened to me before. They won't, like, they'll pull up, and instead of turning around and be like, all right, see ya, they'll turn around, just start having a conversation.
It's like, I don't want to, I just don't. Like, as much as I love talking to people, as much as customer service at the local Food Lion back in South Carolina has taught me to appreciate people as their individual beings and to appreciate everyone's unique sense of sensibilities.
Right.
Sometimes I just kind of want to be to myself and just kind of, this is a service. Sometimes I'm in the mood and I have long conversations with Uber drivers and I have great conversations.
Yeah, but then there's sometimes.
But I'm not going to have a conversation with the guy that just had a freak out in the beginning of our drive about, I didn't know, because you're not supposed to drive when you're emotionally unstable.
I know, you can crash your car or you'll drive too fast, which is risky.
It seemed like every 30 seconds he remembered something about his wife because he would just go.
Just like, I wish people could see your face right now. The way you play it on your face is hilarious.
It was just this. I looked in the rearview mirror and it was just this one time with his eyes. She goes, I'm like, God. I feel bad for the guy because nobody.
Going through some shit, man.
Yeah, he's going through some serious shit, and I feel bad for him. But at the same time,
he's on the job.
I wanted to get home.
Did you give him? Here's the real question. What rating did you give him?
Oh, shit. I think I can rate him, actually. I forgot to rate him. I can rate him right now. I'm going to my Uber app. You're watching me.
Give him 5 stars.
You want to look at this guy?
But leave a comment and say, I hope things work out between you and your wife.
This was him.
Let me see his picture.
Oh, I can't.
Let me see this sweet man.
It's really small. Who's that guy?
Oh, man, I can see him doing it right now. I can see it in his face. I can see him having that freak out. He has a sad face. Very sad. Like, he took that picture.
Let me give him a 5-star to make him feel better.
He had to have taken that picture, like, the day he found out he was separating with his wife.
Yeah, like, no. The picture he took is a picture his phone accidentally took of him receiving a text from his wife that she wants a divorce. That's what it looks like. Like, he's just looking at it like look at it again.
I see it, dude. He's
mindset in there.
He looks like he's in shock. You know what it looks like? He opened his phone to take a picture of, like, the divorce papers to send over to his divorce lawyer, but accidentally had the front-facing camera on, and he snapped that picture, and it saved to his camera roll. And then when he started driving Uber the next week, he needed a picture, and he just found that one that he had accidentally taken and used that. That's what it looks like.
I should start beating up some of these Uber drivers. I have a 4.81 as a rating. I should be a 5-star. All I do is sit in the back.
That's the thing, dude.
Shut my mouth.
Same.
And I look on my phone, and that's it.
I don't understand.
If they talk to me, I'll talk to them. But I'm not loud. I'm not, like, on my phone. I'm not, like, slamming doors. I make sure to shut them, like, very quietly.
Oh, I do the same thing.
I'm, like, super respectful. I don't know what, like, that means someone had to have rated me, like, 2, 3, 1 star at some point.
Yeah, my Uber rating's almost the exact same as yours. It's, like, 4.82 or 4.83. And I don't understand because I'm very polite. I just sit in the back seat, don't open my mouth unless they talk to me. Usually I'll put my headphones in. I'll just relax. And when I get out, I make sure when I shut the door, I don't slam it. So someone was just like, I didn't like him that much.
Like, what is that?
Maybe it's because...
I know why. It's because sometimes when I, like, place a pin for them to pick me up, they don't find the pin and they probably just assume it's my fault and they get frustrated and go, fuck, stupid. He made it hard for me to pick him up. And, like, I'm the idiot here giving them 5. Like, whoever rated me a low star, I know for a fact that I gave him the highest tip I could and I gave him 5 stars just because that's an automatic, like, thing.
I only give 5 stars on Uber. And if I don't like them, I just don't rate them because I don't want to, I don't know, just because I feel bad because their job is driving Uber, so I don't want to, like, screw their job over. Maybe they're having a bad day, so.
Unless, like, they turned around and spit in my face, I'm not probably going to rate them bad.
See, that guy had a freak out in front of you, and the whole ride was just, and you still gave him 5 stars.
Because it was a decent ride. Yeah. Like, just because he's going through some shit doesn't mean I'm going to be like, ugh, I don't have time to deal with this. 1 star. I should have You know how you can write a compliment? I should have just said "man up." God, that would have been like,
Say, is your wife on the market?
oh my.
She's single now.
I can take care of your son if need be.
I'll deliver the drawing to him. Just give me the wife's address. I'm sure she's with him.
You said she works at this Asian restaurant. Okay.
Just go and deliver the drawing to the wife. She's like, "What is this?"
You know, your husband wanted me to give it to you.
Saves the marriage. It's like a beautiful drawing.
It was just stick figure drawings, and of course, like all kids always do, they color the skin yellow with the markers because there's no skin color markers.
You would think
In
that
a pack of like 8 or whatever.
Yeah, seriously, you would think that just one of the default colors for markers and colored pencils and crayons that would come with like the basic like 8 color pack would be skin colored, because one of the main things kids draw are people. So why wouldn't they make a skin colored marker?
Then they'd have to include brown.
Brown's already included.
They'd have to include.
They should just make a tan one.
They'd have to include all shades. Like it would be a Band-Aid scenario.
Yeah, I just realized what I was saying could totally be construed as racist because I was just saying,
skin color.
The
Well,
correct
skin
tan.
color.
Sorry, guys. They have made the full like skin tone pack.
But people know what people mean when they say skin tone. They
skin color?
They mean pure white.
Pure, beautiful white skin.
Just
That's
pearl.
that's a joke.
Yeah.
We're not racist, I promise.
Don't worry. If you didn't catch that joke, then odds are you've been laughing at all the wrong moments in every single Super Mega video. So if you've just had that realization, you're like, oh shit.
There's got to be like one racist out there that's listening, and he's like, when we said pure white skin, he's like, "That's right, boys. That's right."
Is he one of those that where it's like, do you have any skin tone Band-Aids? When like the doctor after a shot like tries to give him a Spider-Man or something. It's like, I gotta represent.
No, I got a shot recently, and they
got shot recently?
No,
Jesus
I
Christ.
I got a shot recently.
Okay.
And they gave me like a kid's Band-Aid, and I was cool with that, man. I was like,
I like kids Band-Aids.
yeah, they look great. It's like a cool little, you're not gonna wear it for long, so why would I want a boring skin-toned Band-Aid when I could have some cool design I could walk around and show off?
The only time I like skin tone Band-Aids. Actually, no. I think the weirdest Band-Aids are the circular ones that people use to cover up like pimples and stuff like that.
The circular patches.
Because it's like, it's just like, I know what's under there. I know exactly what's under there. It's not a little scratch.
I've used those before. I've
Big
actually
old pimple or a little razor cut.
Dude, in high school I got,
I just get some tissue and go boop.
No, when I had acne in high school, I would go to school wearing those on my face.
Really?
It happened just because.
But people know what's under there.
Yeah, but
and then you're putting a big dot of like, hey,
no.
This is abnormal, and this is where acne is.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, people are either going to look at that Band-Aid and go, oh, he's probably got a zit, or they're going to look at a disgusting zit. So I'd rather them just look at the Band-Aid and be like, oh, he's covering it up, than them see like a big nasty zit on my face.
I have a thing about this. Like, if I had a Band-Aid over it, I just like press on it hard. I can't not pop zits.
Oh, dude, it's kind of impossible not to, which you shouldn't do according to health studies.
Do you ever have those ones? Like, I have some of them. Like, you feel them on your skin and it feels solid, and then you press really hard at some point, then it just goes like probably feet away. What?
No. I know what you're talking about.
It's such a good feeling.
It's very satisfying.
I'm like, whoa!
Kids, you should do this in the privacy of your own bathroom.
I'm
don't
draining
do that
this
in public.
shit.
There's whole subreddits for watching videos of people popping zits.
I can only do it myself. I'm not gonna watch someone else do it.
No, r/popping?
This is gonna sound really odd. It's gonna sound really gross. One of my exes liked clearing out my blackheads. I know. I don't know what it was. I would just like be laying down.
Hey,
then
whatever.
Then she'd start on my forehead.
Whatever
like,
floats your boat, man.
Sure, dude. And then she'd use that as lubricant and jerk me off.
Well,
now which part of that story is false and which part is true? Because there's some truth in that story.
Submit your answers now, and next week we'll let you know. Text your choices now. We should start doing.
Did Ryan's ex-girlfriend actually use his blackhead juice as lubricant?
God, that's disgusting. We should start doing like sweepstakes on Super Mega.
Sweepstakes?
Like texting sweepstakes.
What does sweepstakes mean? Sweep.
Yeah, why is it called a sweepstakes?
There's stakes to it,
and you're sweeping them. Because if you win, here it is. Because if you win the sweepstakes, all the stakes that are there, like, because the stakes are high in a sweepstakes, because you're winning something.
Are they medium rare, well done?
Oh, real funny, Ryan. I'm trying to make a point here.
Okay, sorry, Matt. Sorry, I got a little carried away with the jokes.
I didn't expect you to come this prepared with jokes today, dude. I gotta
Sorry.
step up my game. No, like, cause think about it. In a contest, the stakes are very high because you're winning something. So when you win, you're sweeping them all away because you won it. So it's a sweepstakes. I actually
sweep the competition.
Yeah, I don't know the etymology of that word, but that's my best guess. Maybe people in the comments can inform me on the actual etymology of the word sweepstakes.
Guess what I watched, Matt?
What did you watch, Ryan?
I watched the live-action Death Note movie on Netflix.
Sorry, dude. It's gross. Did you like it?
No,
Why didn't you like it?
because it's a bad movie.
So Ryan hasn't seen the anime or read the manga.
Yeah.
But I have seen the anime. I have not seen the live action movie. I'm going to watch it soon.
I
probably
gave it a
this
watch
weekend.
because of Willem Dafoe, and I'm interested. And also, I just wanted to see. I've said this again and again. I hate it when people are like, "This movie's so bad," because then I'm interested. Because then I'm like, now I have to see it.
You want to see why it's bad?
Because I want to see why it's bad, and I want to be able to be like, I don't want to go into a conversation and I want to be like, yeah, that movie's shit. Did you see it? Nah. Like, oh, okay. It's like, did you see it? I'm like, yeah, I saw it, and then I can say why I thought it was bad.
Yeah. From what I've heard
The acting.
from you and everything, it's really bad. I don't get why they chose the kid from the Naked Brothers band to play Light.
He was not good in it.
He was not good.
Neither was the girl. Actually, most of everyone in that movie just wasn't good.
Except Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's voice. He wasn't in it. He plays just his voice.
Ryuk. But I've seen the anime. It's one of my favorite animes, and it's really, really good. And from what you told me, it sounded like they really strayed away from the story. So I need to give the live action movie a watch and see if it's if it's bad.
You and I need to like host. This is gonna sound shitty, just because I want to show you an anime and you want to show me one. We should have like nights, because we used to watch Better Call Saul every like Sunday, and now since Game of Thrones is gone, like I don't have anything to watch. We should do that like once a week. Set up a day where
Have
we like,
anime nights.
Just saying.
No, I'm totally down. This just like publicly announcing this sounds so lame.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, you want to have anime nights?
No, but like because you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, right?
No, I haven't.
So good.
And you
That's like the only anime I've ever seen.
Dude, I think you'd like One Punch Man. One Punch Man's really funny.
I need to give these things try. I don't know why I've never been into that style. Like every time I saw something, whether it was Dragon Ball or what's that stupid one?
Naruto?
Naruto.
One Piece? Bleach?
One Piece. I hated One Piece.
Dude, Christian, my roommate, freshman year of college, he watched like 400 episodes of One Piece.
I thought One Piece was so just... I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
I remember whenever it was time to go to bed when we lived together in our dorm, that meant for Christian, it's like, all right, lights are off, time to go to bed. All right, I'm going to watch 5 hours of One Piece on my laptop. And he would, I'm not joking, like, I'd wake up 4 hours after I'd fallen asleep, I'd look over, and I'd see Christian laying in his bed, his face illuminated by his laptop, and he's just watching One Piece. He watched.
Did you look over? He's not blinking at all. He's not making any facial, like...
No, just a dead face,
just a dead
sucking
face
in the
staring
anime.
in the screen, and that's what he does. That's how he charges.
Just by watching anime.
You think he sleeps, but he charges by watching anime.
No, I never saw him sleep once, dude. He doesn't sleep. He just watches anime. That's how he recharges his body every day. That'd be a badass way to recharge. Instead of sleeping, it's like, I'm just gonna watch some anime.
That'd be awful.
Well, not if you got like rested from watching it. If you felt rested after watching it, wouldn't be awful.
I guess.
You never have to worry about nightmares, and you'd always be entertained by wonderful, colorful stories.
Yeah, but what if you were watching a bunch of... Could you watch movies then? Done in the style?
Yeah, dude, it's just anime.
Like Miyazaki stuff?
Yeah, dude, just like anime sleep cycles.
He's like, that's the one, like, Miyazaki stuff and Brother, Where Art Thou? Or whatever it is. Malcolm X. What's that anime called?
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
The George Clooney movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The Coen Brothers film?
I meant to say...
Malcolm X was the black guy in the 50s.
What am I thinking?
I don't think there's a Malcolm X anime.
There should be.
Malcolm X in the middle.
I was watching a Malcolm X video recently. He was a very strongly worded man.
He was. But what was the anime you were talking about? You brought up Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then Malcolm X. I have no idea how that's any way related to any anime.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's what I was thinking.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Yeah.
You can...
Can you see where my mind's like? Because I don't. I'm just saying things out loud that pop into my head. Like, if
Oh, brother, where art thou?
because Brotherhood, I was like, brother, where art thou? So I just said it aloud, and then I said Malcolm X for some reason.
What does Malcolm X have anything to do with?
I don't know. He just popped in my mind.
Alchemist. Malcolm X.
Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't know why
Malcolm
he just
X.
popped in my mind for some reason.
No, because of the wording. Look, Malcolm X, Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Malcolm X.
Full Metal. I'd watch the shit out of Full Metal Malcolm X.
So would I. It would
That's
probably
awesome.
be better than Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh man, that might have to be the name of this podcast.
I love it, like in TV shows when because there's an episode of Full Metal Alchemist. Everybody knows which one I'm talking about.
Dude, all I can hear is Full Metal Malcolm X now. When you say Full Metal Alchemist,
when I say dog episode, they know which one I'm talking about. But there's some fucked up shit that happens in that show, and I liked whenever something fucked up happens in a show, it like takes me back. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And even though it's so like weird and fucked up, whatever happened, I'm just glad that something occurred that I wasn't expecting. Like that's why I liked Game of Thrones in the beginning. Not Game of Thrones now is kind of like it's pulling a Walking Dead on me. It's kind of like but it's only in the beginning stages. It could win it back with this last season if it does it well, but we'll see.
we shall see, shan't we? I need to actually watch Game of Thrones, but
First 4 seasons are fucking mwah.
I need to just take a weekend and sit down and my TV. That means watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But speaking of where anime comes from, on the Super Mega subreddit, you guys were talking like how to tell us apart, and the whole thread just evolved into people like
Making fun of you.
brutally shitting on my weeaboo-ness. It was like Matt's the one who will talk about how Japan is superior to the U.S. and Ryan's the other one.
There's one that I loved because I'm like,
No, I was laughing my ass off.
This is
reading
true.
it.
This one that was just it was quintessential Matthew Watson. It was it's like Ryan says something. It's like, New York subways are stinky or whatever. Then it's like Matt Watson. Japanese subways are better than any subway system in the world, and they
smell good.
Yeah, they're the greatest. They're so clean. I love them.
Well, it's true. I can't deny that. And like the people that they were spot on with their like characterizations of me. They were, I couldn't even be mad because they were so accurate. They're more like observations than roasts.
I have a question. Do you feel like all of your love for Japanese culture is based in kind of just like it's based in like your actual like appreciation of language, or do you think there's a part of you that's just kind of like that hint of weeaboo, just kind of like?
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not
look. Like if you see something Japanese, instantly, just because it's Japanese, you're like, whoa! Like, do you have that, Matt? Yes! I'm seeing your face right now.
No.
I'm seeing your fucking
Dude,
face. You just need...
Here's the thing about Japan.
Yeah,
like,
here's the thing.
I am a weeaboo. I will admit it. But
Okay.
I'm not like, there's different types of weeaboo. I don't watch anime. Like, I'm not into that stuff, really. I'm not into, like...
You were just ranting and raving about Death Note and One Punch Man and...
Okay, there's animes I like, but how often do you see me watching anime?
Every night.
Ryan, please, people will not be able to differentiate if you're joking or not. I do not.
I'm sorry, it's not every night. It's like I see you probably watching it at work when you're supposed
God
to be.
damn it, Ryan.
I'm kidding.
No, but
like, I've never seen you watch anime.
Like,
I have never witnessed you watch anime because you hide
see,
it
that's
so
something.
well.
I like it because when I was in high school, I started learning the language because I had a friend that got me into it, and I don't know, like I just like the language, and going to the country opened my eyes to how cool it was. So I don't know.
Two
It's a really
strangers
cool
are brought before you. Two strangers. You're in this dark cell. You're handed a gun. One of the strangers is white. One of
Don't
them
do
is
this.
One of them is a Japanese girl going hee hee hee. Which one do you shoot?
She excited that I'm about to
You
shoot her?
have to shoot one of these people. Which one do you shoot just out of pure instinct? You have to make a decision in 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Ryan, no.
3,
I'm
2,
sorry, I'm not answering
1.
this.
They're both dead. You killed both of those girls. You could have saved one.
I didn't know they're both girls.
Okay. How about this, Matt? How about this? Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
You're in a dark cell. Okay. Like, there's wind blowing. There's an owl.
How is there wind blowing and an owl inside a dark cell?
Because cells have bars. And, like, have you ever
Is it
seen...
outside?
That you can see the outside. You have little bars. You have a little cup, and you're going clink, 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 clink on the bars or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so they bring in the most attractive Japanese girl you've ever seen.
Okay.
They stand her before you. and then they bring in this small child in a wheelchair.
Ryan,
You're handed a 50 caliber sniper rifle.
why's it gotta be such a high caliber?
They had nothing else. This is what they found. You have to point it and pull the trigger and blow the brains out of one of these people.
Why are you putting me in this situation on the podcast?
Who do you kill?
Ryan, I came in here to laugh and have a good time.
Just tell me.
I don't know, dude.
You don't know?
I can't decide these things.
These are two people. Their lives matter.
Well, I can't kill a kid in a wheelchair.
So you're gonna kill the Asian girl, the most attractive Asian woman you've ever seen.
Okay, Ryan. If after I do this, let's say I shoot the wheelchair person.
Yeah.
I don't want to say kid because that sentence just sounds too awful to say.
Yeah.
I shoot the wheelchair kid. Let's say after I do this, does this girl like can she become my wife and we live happily ever after?
Yeah, like she is the love of your life. You just don't know it yet. Of course you know it. Like in this situation, you don't know it, but like, oh, actually, that's unfair. But okay, you do know it. She's the love of your life. You know, from the moment you see her, it's like, whoa, there's something about this girl. You're gonna spend the rest of you would have 2 beautiful children with her.
Well, like
She's not your wife yet.
if I
In your mind,
but here's the thing.
In your mind, she's like the perfect thing.
If I knew right in that moment that she was going to be like my future, I would choose the kid in the wheelchair to shoot. Because
Yeah, but 50% of Americans make that decision, and they end up getting divorced. They go, "Oh, you're the love of my life."
Yeah, but I'm not going to marry the kid in the wheelchair.
So you're basing everything on who you could.
My
so just
future,
because
man.
you
I'm trying to
So
plan
just
my
because you
future.
can't have sex with the kid in the wheelchair, you're gonna kill him?
This hypothetical has just gone down a road that is.
Just asking. It seems to be what it's based on, man.
Well, now you're making it sound like I'm gonna kill the kid in the wheelchair because I can't have sex.
that's what
you turn it
you're
into.
saying.
You turned it into that.
No, I'm not. That's what happened.
Sex does not play a
you
role
brought
in
up,
this.
You brought up the fact.
Sex does not play a role
Matt,
in this.
Matt, you brought up the fact. Am I gonna?
Well,
like,
I'm thinking about my
marry her?
future,
Am I
dude.
gonna
If she's gonna
marry
be my-
her?
if she's
Why
gonna
are
be
you
the love
thinking
of my
about your
life?
future? These are 2 independent human beings.
Yeah, but if I know off the bat she's gonna be the love of my life and she's gonna die, or the kid in the wheelchair will never have any like bearing in my life.
What do you mean? Like
You were putting me in a
means
position.
something to someone.
You were putting me in a position where it's like, here, you either kill the love of your life and your future, or you kill a kid in a wheelchair. I don't know. Okay, I'll kill the girl because I can't kill a kid in a wheelchair.
Okay.
That's too. I wouldn't be able to live with the guilt of that.
Of killing. What do you feel bad for people in wheelchairs, Matt?
My final answer, Ryan. I just can't. I can't give an answer to this hypothetical, man. That's too tough. This is like that famous debate where there's like a trolley coming down the line, and I don't actually remember what the famous debate.
No,
is.
the debate where where there's a train coming and it's gotta run over 5 people, but you have the option to pull a lever and then it will switch tracks and kill only 1 person. Do you pull the lever, thus making it a direct consequence of your
or do you let
actions?
like it naturally take its course?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a.
But in
yeah.
this situation,
So that's one of those like tough questions. So I'm gonna say this hypothetical is just as tough because I got to choose to kill people. And
should
I don't
we
want to
let
kill
the people
anyone.
in the comments say what they do?
Yeah, guys, what would you do in my situation? Okay, I'm interested to read some of these. But
God, this comment section is going to be the most awful thing anyone's ever seen. Just a bunch of people.
can we take the kid out of the wheelchair? I just feel too bad for him.
Take him out of the wheelchair? He can't walk if you do that, man.
Can we make him like not in a wheelchair?
Why? He's just in a wheelchair.
Okay, guys, have fun with that hypothetical. I can't. Okay, speaking of Japan, still,
He's a normal kid, just so happens to be in a wheelchair.
is he in it for fun or because he's?
He's just in it. I'm not saying that he needs it. I'm just saying he's in it.
Well, that changes things.
I never.
up.
He could be paralyzed. I'm not the one making the decisions here.
I
I'm
guess
not God.
We'll
I didn't make him.
We'll let people have free reign with this. Okay.
Okay.
But one of a very good friend of ours, Kim Jong-un, just recently launched a ballistic missile over the island of Japan.
Did you see that he wrote our name on the missile?
Yeah, that was so nice.
I know. Like I wasn't expecting that. And when I saw like the enhanced footage of the missile launch, I was actually like it was sweet. So
Yeah, that actually completely took me by surprise. I was not expecting him to go as far as to write our names on that missile. But
Kim, we know you're a fan, so thank you for that. We really do appreciate that. But you did launch a missile over Japan, a peaceful nation. It doesn't matter what nation you launched it over. You launched it over another nation. That's not cool, man.
I feel like this is the only way to get you to not dodge a draft is if North Korea attacks Japan. Then I feel like you'd feel immediately threatened.
Ryan, you're making like this podcast. You're making me out to just be this. Oh my god! But like
you're such a cartoon in this podcast.
Yeah, you're making me out to be like, like if North Korea attacks my nation, whatever. But if they attack the land of anime, I'm going to war.
Yeah, I love that.
But he's doing this, and like tensions right now at the time of this recording, tensions with North Korea are strong. Who knows if we're going to go to war with North Korea eventually? But Kim Jong-un he's just stepping it up. He's firing missiles. He's threatening to strike Guam, which is a little island that's a United States territory in the Pacific. And I just gotta say, Kim, that's not cool, man. And what I do have to say is, I brought this up because in recent, I don't know if it's videos or podcasts on this channel, I have talked about how I've kind of always wanted to go to North Korea because I think it would be like an interesting experience. But something didn't really occur to me until recently that if I go to North Korea, I'm not giving my money to this like tour group. I'm giving my money to this regime that kills people and shit. So I would just like to say that I have fully reversed my stance on wanting to go to North Korea because I think that going there would make me a fucking idiot because one, it's dangerous. Two, I would be funding this country that's killing its own people and shit, and that's not right. So if you're thinking about going to North Korea, I would say you shouldn't.
You can't go to North Korea.
You can. I don't think the ban is in effect yet. So
really,
yeah. I mean, there's still tour groups you can go on. So
imagine
I would
getting
just
caught in a tour the moment like
war breaks out. Yeah. I would just say
then you're a hostage. You're a prisoner of war at that point.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you go. I would say don't go because one, it's not smart. It's dangerous, and two, just because I don't think it's not right to fund a country that is so awful and creates conflicts with other peaceful countries and kills its own people and threatens the entire world with nuclear war.
Okay, but you'll buy a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and support those homophobes over at the Industries of Chick-fil-A? Huh?
Yes.
We're fake news. Don't listen to us.
I don't know.
All I know is that Chick-fil-A tastes really good.
I do have to say it's delicious. Politics aside from Chick-fil-A, they got some tasty fucking chicken.
And they make it so that it doesn't just devolve into gray slop in your stomach.
Yeah. Like, because you eat McDonald's, you're going to be shitting, and it's not going to feel good. And you're going to feel like garbage after you eat it. You eat Chick-fil-A, you feel fine after you eat it, because it's good.
Oh, my God. I want to go there again and again and again. They need to do all-day breakfast would ruin it.
Yeah. It's got to be special. But back on that North Korea thing real quick. I guess there's another YouTuber named... who I've been following since high school, named
Crazy Russian Hacker.
No, don't even get me started. I love that man. Named Chris Broad, and his channel is abroad in Japan, and he was in Japan when the alarms went off and the sirens, and he ranted about the whole North Korea thing, and that's kind of what like opened my eyes. Like, I never thought of it that way. So cool channel. You should go check him out. He's a cool guy. But what was I gonna talk about? I was gonna bring something up, Ryan. I was gonna bring up
something that you wanted to talk about. Yeah, you came into this podcast and you were like, I'm going to talk about this, and you're going to talk about that.
Well,
and we've talked about this, and I've talked about that, but what's the other this?
I'm going to talk about this, Ryan.
Okay.
I thought that I had told this story before, but you don't remember it?
Oh, Zaboomafoo!
Yeah, and I searched it up, I couldn't find it. So if I have told this story before, my apologies, but I don't remember doing it. So I'm going to tell this story.
I don't remember you telling me. I don't have any recollection of this, unless I was just not paying attention while playing a game.
Well, if you do remember this, stop me, okay?
Okay.
And tell me to get out of the fucking room.
Okay.
You guys know Zaboomafoo, America's favorite little lemur. He's a cutie. He's a lovely little man.
He jumps around.
Yeah, he's on that show. What was it called?
I know, with the two gay lovers.
Oh, was it just Zaboomafoo?
It was Zaboomafoo and then the two men who lived together and stuff.
Were they gay?
That's what I got.
Cool, dude.
Maybe they were just best friends. I don't know.
Yeah, but Zaboomafoo, back when I was a freshman in college, I hadn't thought about Zaboomafoo in ages.
he's not a being. He's not a beast that crosses my mind that often. And I remember just one day popped in my head, Zaboomafoo. Just pops on in. I'm like, Zaboomafoo. It's a nice thought about him.
Wait a second, Matt.
What?
Are you just before you start this? Are you gonna lump this into your like mentally just insane altered view of like if I walked under a ladder, if I accidentally drank this specific drink,
Like superstition?
yeah.
Not necessarily. I'm just pointing out something weird that happened, which I may or may not have indirectly killed Zaboomafoo through some algorithm in the universe. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, keep this story coming.
So Zaboomafoo just pops in my brain for the first time in like years. And I'm like, oh, I remember Zaboomafoo. So I talked to my friends. I'm like, hey guys, remember Zaboomafoo? And they're like, yeah, Matt, I remember Zaboomafoo. And I'm thinking like, man, I wonder how he's doing. Is he still alive? I ask, is Zaboomafoo still alive? I look it up. Zaboomafoo is still alive. That evening, Zaboomafoo died. That evening, I saw on Reddit that Zaboomafoo had passed away. Hours after I looked up if he was still alive and thought about him for the first time in years. I think that somehow, me looking up if Zaboomafoo was alive triggered some little algorithm in the energy of the universe and killed Zaboomafoo.
Hey, can you I don't know. Can you check if Kim Jong-un's still alive?
Sure, dude. Let me see if Kim Jong-un's still alive. Yep, still alive.
Okay.
Cool, man. But like, what do you have to make of that, Ryan? I feel like I killed Zaboomafoo.
I feel like you killed Zaboomafoo.
Yeah,
you definitely.
Is this
did.
on me? Is Zaboomafoo's little lemur blood on my hands?
I think. Let me look at this boy.
Like, I know, of course, I didn't actually kill Zaboomafoo, but isn't that still weird?
I think it's one of those heart-wrenching, happy moments where you got to say your goodbyes beforehand.
It was like the universe.
You got to look at him and be like, oh, he's still alive. You got to have that moment of Zaboomafoo's still around.
I loved
him
him when I was a kid, man.
And then he passed away. I think God was waiting for you to figure out that Zaboomafoo was still alive, so then you could have that one bit of happiness in your life
About his presence in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
and then
man.
it was time for him to go, just like that. How'd he die though? Was it by natural
Just old
causes,
age.
or did
No.
they beat him up a little bit?
They beat him up on set. He was going crazy and throwing shit, so they had to tranquilize him. No, dude. I think he was old. He was like 20 something, I think. Because he was.
How old do lemurs get?
I think lemurs. I mean, they're primates, so
This is a question I had. How old do you think gorillas get? Just my guess was they live probably to around like mid-40s. How long do you think gorillas live?
I'm gonna say gorillas live to in their 30s. No. Wait. See, part of me wants to say gorillas live until they're like 60, like humans.
I just looked it up. I pressed search. I'm not looking at the screen. My prediction is mid-40s. What is your prediction?
I'm gonna say 30s because
30s?
I've just never heard of an old gorilla.
Okay. 35 to 40 years.
Okay,
so it's
yeah.
more on your side.
Did you call me a moron?
What? I said it's
You just
more.
called me a moron.
It's more in your side.
Okay.
Moron.
Okay,
More
whatever,
on
dude.
your side. Okay.
Whatever.
How many gorillas are left in the world compared to early days? Mountain gorillas who live in the mountains
Really?
of Africa. The mountains of Africa. That's cool. Blah blah blah. There are less than 790 of them left in the world.
What?
They can only exist in the wild.
Really?
Well, then how come they're at zoos?
No,
What are you
they're
talking
talking
about?
about mountain gorillas.
Oh.
It's probably a specific type of gorillas. Dude, primates freak me out, man. Like, when I see chimps and orangutans and gorillas and apes and little monkeys, it freaks me out because I know they're animals, but they're so human.
Well, they can also comprehend a lot more than your average.
They're like the
Joe.
closest to humans in the animal kingdom. And it's like they're one step away from being human, and it kind of freaks me out.
Dogs have like the intelligence of a toddler, right?
Yeah. Because dogs are actually like not book smart, but they're still pretty smart. They can figure shit out. They can
They can read emotions.
Yeah, they can think about things and do stuff.
And so like that's that. But like gorillas,
Hello, guys. It's been great. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my guitar and we're gonna do the ending segment. I'm gonna serenade this 48th episode of the building of North Carolina. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and get my guitar. I'm gonna plug this bad boy up. It is definitely the baddest of boys. Hold on right a second. Okay. Bear with me. There's also a large cemetery in the middle of my hometown. Still trying to figure out the best way to do gravestones without using cobblestone fences, and that look kind of ugly. Yeah, there's like several different ways you can do fences. I might actually like show that off like next stream, if you still have problems with it. If you want to know some ways to build certain kinds of fences, there's always like better ways to do it than other ways. Okay. Pick one in this box. Open up this pack of picks that I got at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I did get a pack of picks when I visited Cleveland, Ohio. So this will be something special because I never use these picks because they are like souvenirs. So hopefully I don't lose these because I've gone through a whole box of picks. I've lost so many picks in the past. Weird. Can I do a sound test? Tell me if this is loud enough. Can I get a sound test from the chat? For the most part, I'm just taking notes. I've been homeless for the last 8 months. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry that's been happening to you. I'm finally moving into my own apartment in the next couple of weeks. Well, that's good. Good thing that you do have an option of eventually getting a place to stay. That's pretty good. Okay, so today we're going to, I don't know, I'll just pick a riff. Why don't we do Lola by the Kinks. So let's just do that. Okay, there we go. There's that one riff. Well, I'm gonna do a riff every time I end the stream. If I feel like it, I'm gonna do a riff, and if you'll know I'm not tired if I'm doing a riff at the end of the stream and it lasted 3 hours. So I'm gonna do a riff every single time I end the stream. So chat has to remind me to do the riff at the end of the stream. Okay, it's like it's gonna be sort of like a ceremony kind of thing of ending the stream. Instead of like a song, I get copyrighted. Why don't I just take the guitar and I don't get copyrighted and we still get music? So anyways, I'm going to end the stream here. It's been 3 hours. It's been nice talking with you guys. You guys have been great. You're entertaining, and I really like having you guys in the chat, speaking your mind, and like I'm just here just to talk, honestly. I love talking. It's my favorite thing to do. And honestly, it's been a pleasure. So I'm going to end the stream here. And peace. Peace be out. Peace.